Okay. I think we're good. I'll do this later. Okay. Alright. Unmute. Let me figure this out. Oh, sorry. Alright. Alright. In the meantime, this might buffer for a second here. Oh. Fuck, what is happening? Okay. I'm figuring stuff out at the moment. Okay. First off, I gotta check. Are we good? Are we good? This is a pain. This is a pain in the ass. Bro, this is a pain in the ass. Okay. What the fuck? Yeah, do I have to do this again? Okay. Alright. Hello. Oh, this should be an interesting time. I'm still fiddling around with OBS because OBS is being a little bit of a pain in the ass. Yeah. Yeah, pre-show thing starts at 10:30. About to start going through the seasons that we've had. Bro, what the fuck? Okay, let's have this off. Just YouTube. I was like, what the trying to get this whole face shit to work. Okay. Okay. Is this working now? That is the question. Is this working now? Okay. While I'm having issues. It's been quite an interesting morning. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning because that's when I'm used to waking up. Shit was ass. I was like, bro, why y'all do? Why does my body do this to me? I mean, makes sense. Ah, we're working. Come, come on. Come on, son, you son of a bitch. Okay, we're working. We're working officially. My girlfriend's setup is behind me, so okay. And I had to write down all of my hotkeys for OBS. Okay. All right. Oh my god. It's supposed to last until 10. I mean, that's when login is supposed to happen, and then at 11, I mean, okay, well, 10 our time would be 1 o'clock. Yeah, so it would be 1 o'clock our time, and then login, and then 3 o'clock would be the official end. Alright. I think so. I would guess probably an hour. I would guess. Oh. All right. Okay. So I have this list here. All right. Goes from S to D, right? And some of these I did not experience. Some of them I don't even know what the fuck they are. Okay. Beyond Light. I gotta be honest. I did enjoy Beyond Light, but since most of these are split up, I think the year of the Beyond Light was probably my favorite year that I've played. But the expansion itself was eh. I I think so, because wasn't Age of Triumph the last time? Oh, oh yeah, yep. Huh. And then Forsaken brought in extra supers, if I remember correctly. Huh. I don't know. For each subclass. I'm really hoping that happens again, because, like, Stasis. Oof. I just gotta be honest. I would like another super, please. Hmm. I would also extend that to, like, class abilities, because, like, Arc has Thruster. And I feel like Stasis should have had that Ice Barricade as an option instead of it being relegated to an exotic. Because, like, Warlocks have Arc Souls, Child of the Old Gods, and that sort of thing, but Titans just have Barricade for the other classes. I guess Void has Bastion, but Solar doesn't really have anything. Yeah, especially Towering Barricades. I never use Towering. I've always said, like, Rallying is better. Gives you extra range, extra reload, and it's yes. But hold on, okay. Beyond Light also brought Lament. which is good. I like the quest. It also brought Salvation's Grip, honestly. It was only useful for speed runs and cheesing through areas. That was the only reason why Salvation's Grip saw any use. But Deepstone Crypt, well, and that Salvation's Grip really broke Deepstone Crypt especially. Like, I don't know if there was a most broken oobing tool that we've ever had. Well skating and shadow skating, you can't get through walls with that, and doors you're not supposed to. Like that's what I mean. That is true. I think I'll put Beyond Light at a solid A. I think people rip on it too much because it follows sunsetting. Yep. And I will say do you remember the survival activities? It was three of them, and like one was parkour based where you basically had to go from fire to fire. Another one you just had to fight waves of Vex. I kind of like those. And hey, I think they were pinnacle at the time. Okay. I don't care about swearing, honestly, myself. Yeah. Also, all in all, and also we Beyond Light is the only expansion to have dynamic weather. Still, Witch Queen didn't have it. Lightfall didn't have it. But Beyond Light's the only expansion that has dynamic weather. Honestly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hey, rain in the EDZ, that would be nice. Maybe in the Throne World too, since it's in a swamp, so you'd expect it to rain at some point. Yeah. Okay. On to the next one. The 30th anniversary pack. I'm assuming this is going to be separate from Season of the Lost. Yeah, it's separate. Um, I, I think it's worth. It's definitely a bit more expensive, but Grasp of Avarice is good. Still one of my favorite dungeons. The armor looks pretty decent. Gallahorn came back. Dares of Eternity. Well, it wasn't crafted at the time, but weapons were solid. I think that started a turning point for dungeons, honestly. Having dungeon specific loot, I think that was really a turning point for dungeons. In terms of loot, at least. I don't. And Crota's there. At least two of the three fights are fun. I just hate the Crota boss in Dares of Eternity so much because I'm like, bro, how many times are we gonna have to wield a sword? And I know, I swear, if the sword relic is the way to do damage in a reprised Crota, I'm gonna be so upset. I am going to be so upset. I, yeah, I'm assuming they're gonna flip it. Okay, I slapped 30th anniversary into B. Beyond Light is in A. I think just because of the price tag of 30th anniversary, it's kind of middle. If it would have been like 10 or $15, yeah, I think 15 is the perfect. Now, I'm gonna be honest. You and I's opinion might differ on this. Curse of Osiris. I played this before Beyond Light, so I'm sure at the time it was ass. For me, this belongs in C because of the Haunted Forest and that being associated with Festival of the Lost. And I thought the strikes were fun at the time that I did them, but the story was awful. The story was so garbage. I thought it was too small. Uh, didn't a raid layer come with Curse of Osiris? Eater of Worlds? I think Eater came out before Spire. Okay. It was Curse of Osiris, then Warmind. So I think Curse. So base vanilla would have Leviathan, then Curse would have had Eater, and then Warmind would have had Spire. Okay, just because it's Eater of Worlds, Curse of Osiris belongs in D. Like, I'm sorry, but you can't have a terrible story and a terrible raid layer. There is no F, unfortunately. It's only D through S. Okay. Another point of contention is going to be Forsaken. I will say I've come around to like Last Wish, for example, and The Dreaming City. The fact that this had a lot to it, I do believe it's better than Beyond Light because of the fact it has two destinations. It had the prophet, the Shattered Throne, the whole secret eggs thing. Honestly, I could go to S. I could go to S. not in a good way. Yeah, pretty much. Something I will say is my biggest nitpick with Forsaken was Crow. I had no idea who the fuck he was until I went back and played through D1. And I mean, still, like, as far as like, there's just so much with the Dreaming City itself, and unfortunately, the Tangled Shore is gone. But you had one at Bounties there. You had one of the hardest GMs, the Hollowed Lair. That GM was fucking ass. That was so hard with a double score and overload. Like Jesus Christ. And then it had the music, this Lost Sector with like the DJ studio in it. A lot of detail. Mm-hmm. Damn. Something I will say, speaking of like story missions, is I did not like Forsaken's mission structure. After doing it multiple times on three different characters, for the Forsaken mission structure just kind of got to me a little bit. But still, I'm a slap it an S. I'm a slap it an S. Despite my gripes about it, I'll still slap Forsaken an S. I mean, it's the only quote unquote new enemy type we've gotten in Destiny 2. Besides, if you want to count Hive Guardians and Tormentors, I would count Hive Guardians with the Lucent Moths. Because both of those are new to the Hive. I mean, and then you also have like, but I'm not going to count things like Wyverns for the Vex or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Entirely new thing. Hmm. Okay. Next up is Lightfall. Ugh. The story is terrible. Strand was unimaginable, especially when it first came out. The exotics were fine, but God, the story was so bad. The story was just so bad. Oh my God. Yeah. And God, Root of Nightmares is the worst raid in Destiny 2 currently. In my opinion, Root of Nightmares is the worst. The third encounter is the only good encounter. Yeah, and planets is just the only good encounter there because it requires more than two people to do it, and even then, I have ran runs where just two people do everything, and the raid is just so boring with two people just doing everything. Uh, Is it? Mhm. I do like the set pieces in in the distance. I know what you're talking about. Those like set pieces that are in the background. Hmm. So we're saying C or D for Lightfall. I'm gonna put it above Curse of Osiris at the very least. Because oof, because at least Lightfall had Callus. Callus carried whatever saving grace Lightfall had. So yeah, they did him dirty. So now we're getting into some stuff that I didn't really experience. Season of Arrivals, the one before Beyond Light. I didn't do anything seasonal for it, so I can't say anything about this. I like the ornament set. Was it wasn't the Tree of Silver Wings involved with Season of Arrivals? I think I did that like once. I thought that came in Undying. It came with whatever season had the Vex activity on the moon. Because I'm pretty sure it came out at around Shadowkeep time. Alright, so are we giving Season of Arrivals a solid B? I'm gonna put it below 30th anniversary because I've actually played 30th anniversary. Oh, interesting. Alright. Also, just a side note, I want to say I like how it's saying for the live showcase starts at 10:30, but it's 10:43 right now. It's like Bungie, like Bungie, what are you doing? All right, did you play it all during Season of the Dawn? I think this is with Saint 14. I was not playing, so I have no idea where this would be. I like symmetry. It's one of my guilty pleasures. I would agree with that. We had the three separate classes or whatever. Hmm. By the way, I just want to say they changed the live stream time to 11. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Let's run through the rest of these. Okay, Season of the Dawn. Are we saying C, B? All right. Okay. We're gonna skip over now stuff that I haven't experienced. Okay, Season of the Plunder. I gotta be honest. This would be the one thing that I could put below Curse of Us. Ah, no. No, I can't. Season of the Plunder had good armor. It had. Honestly, Cat Crash was a pretty good activity. The other activity was not good. The weapons I thought looked cool. It's just the season fell off so hard after like a couple of weeks. And it did bring King's Fall. Keep that in mind. What do you mean? The armor was good. Hey, the Titan armor looked cool, alright? I will defend the Titan armor. The helmet was good too. No, the helmet was a skull with a buccaneer cap, alright? I liked it. I liked it, alright? I liked it. And the mark was cool too, I gotta admit. Oof. The rest of the classes suck. The rest sucked. Yeah, the one that looked like a diver or whatever. It reminded me of that one diving. So you've seen Scooby Doo too, the live action one, right? It reminded me of the deep sea diver ghost from there. That's what it reminded me of. Oh my god. All in all, I'd have to put it at around B because like King's Fall, in my opinion, is one of the best raids, but the season itself was terrible. Yes, but that means I can't count Vault of Glass with Season of the Splicer, though. I do think I should, though, because otherwise that would I know dungeons could also be applied to that rule as well. I'm gonna count the raids as them. Because at least for Vault of Glass, that and Season of the Splicer had the same enemy types and they fit pretty well thematically. And we'll get the Splicer when we get there. But I won't put it any higher than B. I'll put it at the bottom of Arrivals. So that's how a good compromise. That's where I put that. I just think that carried the season for the most part. The rest of the season just fell off so hard after that. Yes, but Cat Crash was good, and the weapons looked cool. Also, keep in mind it did bring Volt Shot as a perk. Yeah, so there are some other things to think about as well. All right, next up is Season of the Chosen. It's the Cabal one with Kaido's first appearance with the Zavala classic meme. I gotta be honest. It also brought our. Yeah, way before. It was a season after Season of the Hunt. It was in the year of the Beyond Light. No, 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 no. Beyond Light before anything else. I honestly think this belongs in S. It's the only time a season has brought a strike. It introduced Battlegrounds. The story was good with Keitel and Zavala. It brought Presage. Like, man, I think this season was really good. And also Brass Attacks, which is my favorite sidearm to this day. It's my. I'm trying to cut it some slack because Beyond Light was the last year that a dungeon did not release with the expansions that did not have a raid. Yeah, that was way before, way before like Beyond Light. Holy, because I know Season of Arrivals had a live event where the Traveler repaired itself. Yeah. I'm gonna put Season of the Chosen with how much it brought out of my favorite activities and how much it changed things. I'm gonna put it in S, below Forsaken, but this might be one of the best seasons. Okay. Now keep in mind, I have skipped Season of Opulence. I'm skipping Season of the Drifter and the Black Armory stuff because I didn't really experience any of that. I know. It's just get it, but I didn't experience those, which is unfortunate. Okay, Season of the Haunted is next. That was the one right after Witch Queen and Season of the Risen. Uh, this one's kind of tough because Duality. Duality, in my opinion, had some good loot. I really do enjoy that dungeon. The armor sucked. Look wise, I didn't like the armor, but I thought from a story perspective it was good. Bringing back a destination, at least part of one, with the Leviathan, and changing it, I thought was good. The story with all the characters that Crow developing was fine, but we've seen that too many times. Thought learning more about Zavala was good. Mm. I wish it would have. I wish it would have been brought up a little bit more than it had. Yeah, and then Kaido's whole spiel with Gaul or whatever was like, okay, like okay, it's like all right, sure, buddy. But this wasn't this the season where Saladin went over to Kaido's side? No, that was season of the Risen. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put season of the Haunted. I think it gets a lot more flack than it deserves. It had good loot too. I'm gonna put it an A, but behind Beyond Light. Wait, did it have an exotic mission? No, it didn't. And the season pass exotic was Trespasser. Yeah, it's going in B. It's going in B. Oh wait, but that ornament set, season pass ornament set was so good. It had the red skull on the face. Okay, it's gonna be in top of B. Top of B. It's going in top of B. I mean, seasons only have two sets of armor. Oh, well, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it in top of B for now. So can Bungie just release the showcase already? Like, what the fuck? Because they changed it back to at 10:30 a.m. and it's like, bro, it's almost a half hour after that. Okay. Nope. Okay. Season of the Hunt, in my opinion, is in C. That was the season with Beyond Light. The activity was just meh. The exotic, the mission, quote unquote, like mission on in the Dreaming City, but the rare chance to drop that exotic ship was meh. It did bring Harbinger though, and Harbinger was a pretty solid Hawk Moon's exotic mission. I will say it does reset three. It does have three variations. The final boss is completely different. I'm gonna put this at the top of C, especially because like the crow came back and everything, and that was kind of big. I didn't know that. So I had been avoiding that stuff for that long. I'm gonna I'm gonna check Twitter real fast. Oh, did my internet break? No. Okay. Bro, what is happening? Bungie has said Destiny 2 has said like there's nothing on Destiny 2. Oh. Bungie hasn't said anything. I can see if Blackburn has said anything. Nothing about it being delayed. Most certainly. It's being hosted by these two chicks, Pika Peach and it's Taylor Liz. Yeah, I have no idea who either of them are. Never seen any either of them. Okay. All right. Please, Bungie, what is happening? What the fuck are you doing? Like, oh my god. Yeah. Like, bro, how are you going to be half hour late to your own shit? I'm gonna be honest. If they don't release it before, like, imagine if they don't release it before reset happens. I'm just gonna go into reset and just see myself instead of just watching some dumbass trailers and shit. This is absurd. But will it be released? Tune turn in next time on Dragon Ball Z. God, my God. Honestly, you might have time to just leave and then come back. All right, all right, all right. Well, he's doing that. Bungie, what the hell are you doing? Oh my God, there is no way. No way Bungie's doing this to us. I'm halfway tempted just to play something else for a while until the showcase happens. Wait. What? Hold on a second. It might have started on Twitch. So we're gonna check and see. Because then I'll have to text Psycho. It might have started. What is this quality? Holy shit, bro. Oh my god, it begins in an hour. Holy shit. Okay. I gotta check Psycho real quick. Okay. Okay, we're back. We're back. Okay. Alright, showcase has started on Twitch here, which is very good. Very, very good. This is D1 cinematic stuff. Yeah, this is Destiny 1 cutscenes. I definitely would rather watch this on YouTube, but it takes me back. I have played D1, but it was after, it was in between, I played D1 in between, I think it was during Season of the Lost, I played D1. Bro. First, let's check. Why the hell? Fine. We'll do that if it keeps fucking buffering. to. That is the speaker. Damn, that music takes me back. Okay, Guardian Rises. Oh, it's just taking us through the timeline? Chamber of the Night? On the moon, the Hive began casting ritual magics to siphon away the traveler's remaining light. Guardians put an end to these efforts, preserving the slumbering traveler. Strangers call. Stuff with the Black Garden. Black Garden located in the Black Garden incurred a debt to Mara Sov, Queen of the Awoken. With her help, Guardians infiltrated the garden and destroyed the Black Heart, restoring the traveler's light. Zavala, Cora, and Cade. I see Exo Stranger. Yeah. It's funny they're using a female Titan. Because they don't give Titans any love. Always. That's no time to explain. The beginner ship. That was the end of base D1, and then the Dark Below, which wasn't received well. Were there no real cutscenes? Major cutscenes in Dark Below? The music. Great music bumps. I should probably check, see if the volume's good. Wait, how come y'all ain't picking this up? Okay, I guess y'all can't hear audio, so I'm gonna try to figure that out. There you are. Okay, I fixed it. Fixed it. Alright, beautiful. I had to double check that y'all could hear. Whew. Okay, yeah, we should be good. Oh, it started on YouTube.
You and I know how this ends.
Okay. We're doing it this way instead. Unless there's no sound. There's no audio. Bro, there's no audio. Oh my god, bro. Bungie.
Okay,
What
I'm
the
here.
fuck? So, on YouTube, it's up. But there's no fucking audio. On
I
Twitch,
see that.
it's up with audio. That is so funny. That is so funny.
That's,
That's so funny.
what the fuck? Sorry, I just opened up Twitch and the first thing in the live channels is 18 plus oiled up shower stream.
What? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're just playing the cutscene from Taken King.
Now it's sugar
Yeah.
free.
Oh my god.
Scientifically
Ads,
formulated
bro.
to deliver 3 times the electrolytes of the leading
So
sports
I
drink.
haven't missed really
Packed with
anything, have I?
flavor And 0 artificial sweeteners. Liquid IV. Now it's sugar free.
What the fuck is happening?
Alright now.
Yeah.
What if my
Well, yeah,
car
you
catches
haven't
it
really
right?
missed much.
What if I accidentally hit a food truck? What if it gets covered in empanadas?
Yeah, so this is
State
after you
Farm,
defeat
we're there
Oryx,
for
he
your what ifs.
takes himself,
Thanks.
and that's how you
Yeah.
fight him in the King's Fall raid. King's Fall S tier expansion, I fucking loved it. It was really good writing, quality content. There was amazing strikes.
I liked the expansion when I played it in D1. Shit was good. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm just watching this on Twitch, honestly.
Yeah, I swapped over to Twitch.
Okay, and
My
my
queen.
sound, everything is working as
You
well.
were right.
Mhm.
Which is good.
The Guardian was the key. For the first time, the whispers are silent. It is done.
I don't know if this ever got explained on what the hell she's doing or what she did this for.
Yeah, I don't really know.
I have accepted
In
my
Destiny
fate.
1, that was the exotic sword like thing.
Mm-hmm.
I will not fail.
Are they even gonna show? They didn't show any of the cutscenes for Crota. Okay, and they're not showing it for Eyes of Iron either. Are they, I wonder if they're trying to either blue ball us and see, you know, hey, like it might be one of these raids, or if it's just because they're not story relevant.
Could be.
Yeah, Red Dwarf should really be in the game.
It really should.
Ikora, if you tell me this is a practical joke, well, it kills me to say it, but I would be really impressed.
Impressing you.
Let's get serious, people.
Zavala, this is my serious face. Can't you tell?
Ikora, what have you got?
Someone or something has sabotaged the Skyline defense systems.
And comms have been spotty for the last few hours. Every sensor beyond the wall has gone dark.
Maybe it's just the storm. Maybe it's... What are the set feeds telling us?
Nothing.
Well, that's good, right?
No. I mean, they're not there. There are no satellites.
And that's not good.
Battle stations!
I gotta admit, this is a cool cutscene, honestly.
Honestly, yeah. The Red War had some awesome cutscenes, and the coolest trailer to ever come out of the game was the vanilla launch trailer. The first one to come out, honestly, in my opinion.
Damn, I like this. Man, it kind of takes me back too.
Yeah, it definitely takes me back. I was there at the midnight release to get my collector's edition of Destiny 2
Damn.
at GameStop. It's actually a very fond memory of mine. Me and my dad, he got the collector's edition too. We kind of nerded out together a little bit over Destiny.
Damn. I wasn't even playing around this time.
It was honestly like, it was crazy. The campaign was left a lot to be desired, but the cutscenes were S tier.
Pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah. That's weird. It looks like weird. The Hunter was holding Sunshot, the Warlock was holding Risk Runner, the Titan was holding Origin Story.
Huh.
So he wasn't holding an exotic, he was just holding the vanilla Vanguard
Weapon.
auto. Yeah.
This would have been Warmind, right? Or are they still in Red War territory?
You know? When the Traveler did its whole ball of light thing, I think it might have been Forsaken. No. Wait.
No way they literally skipped Warmind and Curse of Osiris.
They are pretty spotty on the... They added more to this cutscene. It used to be way shorter than this. I'm sure of it.
I've definitely seen this cutscene before.
Yeah.
So that must have been still a Red War. Nothing
must
for
have been.
Wait, Curse was first?
Oh! Yeah, Curse was first. They skipped over him.
Bruh. Bruh. Warmind was good.
Forsaken was awesome. Ripcade.
Never felt better.
There's the Ace of
You
Spades.
see that, Petra? Petra? Guardian? Must have
One of the
left
most
out the
fun
cover image of
intro
that spectacular
missions in
ring.
the game.
It really sets up the rest of the expansion very
And
well.
cue the ominous music.
It did.
Okay, everybody, back in your cages. I said, back in your cages.
Well, the Ace of Spades perk didn't activate there. Ooh, nice to see the trip mines there.
Yeah, that hurt. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, the combat's really good here.
One thing I will say about Destiny is it's got some pretty polished cutscenes a lot of the time.
That is true. You know, the trailers really do be bumping.
They do.
Wave Rock.
I love how none of them have guns. They're just like smacking him.
I don't know.
That's it.
It makes sense.
Now
They're in
I'm
prison.
pissed.
Cool use of the horn.
Yeah.
Oh, is that really all you got? Help me out here, little buddy.
Rookie mistake.
Also, it kind of doesn't make sense to me why he'd just whip it out in front of everybody.
Yeah, I don't know.
Damn, that looks so cool.
How does one cough if one is a robot?
That is kind of true. Like, bruh,
This is awkward.
how do you cough?
Hey, you got a gun I can borrow?
No. But I do have a bullet with your name on it.
Really, how is
Any
Ultrasoft
second now, my
alive?
partner is gonna roll in here and kill every
So
last one of you.
Taken King, when he didn't really,
And
he
you
kind of got like half taken, sort of.
Okay.
This is going to hurt
It's weird. It's complicated.
a lot.
Got you.
Any last words?
He went crazy. He was put into prison.
Hmm.
And then Varric's sabotaged the prison for one reason or another.
Varric's be Varric sometimes. Skipping all
Yeah,
the
Season
seasons.
of Forge was the fucking best. Season of Opulence was fantastic.
And then
Shadow
comes
Keep
one
was
of the worst expansions.
easily one of
Oh
the
my
worst.
god. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but they've chosen a female Titan as the Guardian insert, which is kind
I
of
do see
ironic
that. It is.
because Titans just get absolutely shafted so often. One thing I hate is the fucking ads.
You made it.
Yeah, that's really
There's
annoying.
nothing I can do about it.
Neither can I. I refuse to pay for Twitch Prime.
We have heard your cries, friend.
Curiosity. Everybody's just typing in the YouTube one /unmute.
Don't you recognize us? We are
I don't know if they
not
put audio on
your
YouTube,
friend.
it'd be over delivering.
We are not your enemy. We are your
Or your salvation.
salvation.
That wasn't the witness talking, so I'm still.
It kind of was. It was the witness talking through us, kind of.
In a roundabout way.
Season of the Worthy.
Wait,
that was.
why is Season of Arrivals having some shine, but the rest don't? Bruh,
I think Season of Arrivals had some bigger story implications.
outside of live event, so.
Because Season of Arrivals was the first time we actually saw the pyramid ships, like, show up. They didn't set up Warmind or Anabray at all
I
in the other
know.
cutscenes, though, so...
Bruh. Fudgy, how do you drop the ball so hard?
Yeah.
Did she actually manage to destroy a pyramid? No.
No.
So that means Rasputin's not capable of taking down a ship, then. The music be lit, though. And then Beyond Light. I wonder if they're gonna touch Season of the Chosen at all. Because Keitel is introduced there, and Crow as well has some big beats. I don't feel like I've seen this cutscene. Is this new?
I don't remember this.
I don't remember this either. Now I remember this part.
Yeah.
It's been such a long time. Damn, Bungie knows how to make some good trailers. Like, damn.
They really do. The marketing department's on point.
I know.
That's a really cool ship. think your sparrow broke a little bit there.
But probably. Why does the drifter need to wear an oxygen mask here?
Not sure.
And Eris doesn't, but they're both human.
Eris is part hive though.
Yeah. Also, why can't we have
She got
that
hive
ghost ship?
lungs.
Why can't we have the
And also,
Puka
why
as
is-
a
Is what
ghost?
I brought you here to see.
Well, what is the reason for the Puka being here?
I would assume that the Exostranger is tied to Neomuna somehow. She might have gotten it in a previous life or something like that. That's what I would assume.
I don't know, it took them way too long to explain where the space fish came from.
Oh, I guess we're honing in on Season of the Hunt. Oh, never mind. Why did they? Why did they?
They just
fucking-
wanted you to read.
Okay.
They wanted you to read the thing.
Bro. I feel like they should show a cutscene or something from Season of the Lost because Savathun was a really huge part in that. Same with the Osiris.
Yep.
And honestly, Season of the Splicer is going to be major for post Light and Darkness Saga because Lakshmi is relevant. Witch Queen, the best story expansion. Witch Queen was so good. So
Witch
that's-
Queen was really good. Taken King was still my favorite, but that's personal preference and
I think the post campaign was
Nostalgia.
lackluster.
Before it happened,
yeah, that's right. You're right.
my own death, brought on by the separation from my power. And in these final moments, I looked to the sky. Hello, old friend. I've chased you for a long time. First as an enemy, then as a collector, and finally, now,
Why is the audio
a
overlapping?
supplicant.
It isn't for me.
What is it the Guardians say? Devotion inspires bravery. Bravery inspires
Bravery inspires
sacrifice.
sacrifice.
And sacrifice.
Makes a guardian.
Here we
So
are.
go kill yourself.
Okay.
That is what the
Speaker of
speaker said.
What
Yeah,
would be
the
clear
Gaul.
of you if after everything, you simply let me die? What a trick. Elegant. Is that it? If there is an answer, I don't hear it. Because now the
You kind of
world
feel bad for
begins
her.
to fade.
yeah,
In
but then
some
you
way.
remember when all the shit Savathun has done. You're like,
all the straight up murder and stuff. Yeah. I think she's gonna be an interesting ally, though. Like, I really think she's gonna be an ally.
at least ally adjacent.
Yeah.
Chosen noble.
He was trying to help us by putting the traveler in his own world.
So,
Yeah.
you're saying Savathun was dead? Our most devious
Less than 20
adversary, the one
minutes.
who nearly decimated the last city from within, was dead. And the Traveler resurrected her?
Oh, that's why the audio was overlapping.
But why
Is
did
because
she need us
uh,
to recover
my
her
YouTube was still
memories
pulled up,
if she never lost them in the first
Wait.
place?
and they finally fixed the audio.
This
Oh.
has to be another trick. A lie to force
Alright.
into surrendering.
Just to avoid ads, I'm switching.
First place.
Yeah, same here.
This has to be another trick. A lie to fool us into
I'm
surrendering
a
the
simp.
traveler without
Okay,
a
I
fight.
pay for YouTube Premium.
Same.
This
I
has
watched so
been
much
the
of it,
traveler's
it's just-
approach from the
Yeah,
it's
beginning.
worth
it
it.
just
The
makes
Books of
sense.
Sorrow detail many civilizations it blessed with the light, then abandoned.
Hive propaganda.
The Fallen tell the same story. When the
Bro.
Witness and its Black Fleet came to call, the Traveler moved on to our system.
Or it sacrificed itself to save humanity from the same forces. Forces which included the Hive! After all that, why would the Traveler give our worst enemy the light?
I'm surprised
It
Shax is
doesn't
here
matter.
since he's never ever been story relevant.
I don't know why
He's been
the
story
Traveler
relevant a
gave
little bit.
Savathun the light.
In
What?
lore
Maybe it has
stuff.
changed its mind about Guardians.
In lore stuff.
Maybe it's not as infallible as we once believed.
Sometimes I forget Shax exists.
I don't know, and it doesn't matter. Because I'm here to protect humanity. And if Savathun takes the Traveler, we lose our light, along with any hope for surviving the Witness's return. So, whatever it takes to stop this heist, we will do.
All right.
Last expansion we hear
Stop
Lance
this.
Reddick's voice.
I'm not sure.
It's definitely going to be interesting with Keith Richards
But I
taking
know
over.
where to
I'm
find him.
excited.
David.
but Keith, whatever. Wait, who's Keith Richards? I want to know who I just mixed
No
him up with.
fucking idea who Keith Richards is.
I know. I think he's a singer.
Bro. Bufford, what the fuck?
Yeah, Keith Richards is the English musician.
No.
So did you, Guardian. So protective of your Traveler. Did you Witness?
What did,
Comment.
wait, why did it change to a different
The
language?
game is yours to play
Why did it change
now.
to Spanish? Wait,
Yours to win
wait.
or lose.
I can't do this. Bro, I can't do it.
Just don't say
What?
I didn't
Bro,
warn
it's in a different language now.
The subtitles are for me.
No, but also the top left.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I'm not doing
Inizio fra presentazione.
I am not doing that shit, bro.
Is this Spanish?
Yeah, I'm
No.
pretty sure it's Spanish or Italian I saw, but oh my god. Holy shit. Oh, it ended. What the fuck what is happening? What is happening?
What?
Good work, Guardian.
Okay,
You did the
YouTube is
right
back to
thing.
being fine. The
Oh,
Twitch
yep.
stream had ended.
Now, we prepare for the Witness and stop the next collapse.
Super bombastic, bubbling plastic.
Again, Megamind over here.
Yep.
Emo Megamind. Even though you wouldn't think that he'd be able
Pure
to go
villain
more
is
emo.
not a super one.
The children of soul cry out for salvation.
If you think about it, this is like
Promise
listed to the
them
planets
life.
encounter.
But
Yeah,
deliver
a little
only
bit.
death. as you have for so many before. Enough. Enough death. Enough life. You have no pieces left to place. The game is over. Do not be afraid. Your pale heart holds the key. This time, there is no escape.
I wonder how they're gonna top the Witness, because he's kind of the be-all, end-all of like villains for Destiny right now.
There's going to be a Vex-related one left.
I wonder if it'll like be like time-related stuff.
Based on the lore, it's going to be a previous Guardian.
Interesting. Okay.
That Lakshmi is based off of.
So we're gonna 1v1 somebody in Crucible, and that's gonna be
Oh my
the next
God.
bad guy.
Imagine.
There's Mithrax, and yes, I know I'm pronouncing his name wrong, and I don't give a shit.
And they were roommates.
They were roommates. They were not 5 feet apart in that hot tub.
Yeah, no.
Which also begs the question: one's a robot, one's a human. How does that work?
One's a piston, one's not.
Okay, but like, either way, somebody's getting fucking metal burns.
Yeah.
It's leaving. The Traveler is leaving.
Nah, the Traveler's making a stand.
The Warsats.
The mini sleepers, sleeper simulant.
Yeah, but sleeper times about 1 million for each one. Look at it, it's blue. It's fancy. Big disappointment. I wanted to see Rasputin walking around. Dude.
Yeah.
It's time. For Reese. Goodbye, Red.
Quit dragging it out, or else everybody's gonna die.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, one of the sadder cutscenes.
Look.
Yeah.
That poor Titan just died. You see the one on the right there next to Zavala?
Yeah, I saw him.
He fucked around and found out, unfortunately.
God.
And then the classic Destiny 1 cover art.
Because it has nowhere else to run.
Typhon.
You know, we never really realized that that was the Callus's ship right there.
Yeah, we didn't. I find that kind of interesting.
Like, that's crazy.
Alright, less than 10 minutes.
Yes, sir. Lightfall.
10 fucking Lightfall. Such an abysmal expansion.
I see. I
Vanguard to
love
all
that
units.
ship. I have that ship on
Keep
my
the
Titan.
enemy
It's one
away
of my
from the
favorites.
Traveler. At all cost.
Damn.
The classic like city ship. It's big and bulky and fucking mean looking. Yeah. Fuck him up.
I kind of wish we were able to fly our ship.
Yeah, me too.
That'd be
That's
kinda cool.
something the community has been asking for space combat since Destiny 1 released. It's like Halo had it, we were like, we want it. Please give it to us.
Yeah, we'll never get it.
Never say never.
Hey, that'd be over delivery, alright?
Yeah, it would be over delivery.
Even though it would be cool to imagine a giant planet-sized boss, raid boss that y'all have to fight on the ship.
Imagine we have to destroy the Leviathan.
Yeah.
The Traveler just casually revives the God of Pain right here. I love that it literally did a Death Star, but with plans. It was like, instead of the ultimate Death Star, it was like the ultimate bring life.
Life Star.
The witness.
The Life Star. Yeah, this is the Life Star as opposed to the Death Star.
Oh no, Titan, don't.
No, Titan. My boy.
The music is good.
Reminds me of God of War.
It does. Damn, if only this was Lightfall. Holy shit. Oh.
It's so screwed because this was the beginning intro to Lightfall and it was so cool.
Oh,
And then
so good. And then just went downhill. Oh my god.
I hope so.
Oh, wait. Did we see that before?
Yeah. Yeah, this is the beginning cutscene in Lightfall.
Oh, I got
We're in no
Look how
position
flat
to
the bottom of
engage
the
the
ship
enemy.
is.
I know.
It's about as aerodynamic as a brick.
Osiris. Don't die.
You know a cow is more aerodynamic than a Jeep Wrangler?
The fuck?
It's true. Somebody did a wind tunnel test, and a Jeep Wrangler is less aerodynamic than a cow.
Okay.
Yeah. So we should drive cow.
Wait, I wonder if they're gonna play any of the Veil stuff here.
This is the last cutscene for the Veil.
No more running away.
There he goes. Decides to be a dude.
Rest
The rest of the
now.
lore is in Veil containment.
Yeah. But also, why Kvostov?
The uglier they are, the harder they fall, right?
Oh my god. Fuck Nimbus.
The worst character in Destiny history I've ever seen.
Like, what the fuck?
We've seen some shitty characters, but Nimbus is by far the worst.
Yes, most certainly.
What's wrong, Osiris?
Get your fucking bow, bitch!
Finality takes shape.
There are snakes on the motherfucking plane!
At long last.
Destroy it!
Why didn't they just scoop it out earlier?
Could have taken the shot and fucking busted Nimbus.
Yeah.
What just happened?
We just lost.
Kaido's kind of pissed.
Oh yeah, she was ready to smack that thing with a hammer if she could reach it.
Zavala,
I'll just start playing baseball.
come in.
Yeah.
The universe makes us all victim and perpetrator. That's infinite cruelty. You, more than any, suffer both fates. Be free.
Oh, it looks so cool.
Oh yes.
I really hope we get to the galaxy pools.
Yeah, that'd be neat if they actually did something with it.
I'm assuming though, if we see it, it's not going to be until the season, either season 23 or Final Shape.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it would fit into this next season's narrative.
We got 3 minutes still.
Oh.
Don't tell me they're gonna. Seriously?
I
They're gonna
mean,
spend
the
what?
witnesses'
3 minutes on this?
origins are here.
They shouldn't have been.
They should have been in Lightfall, but
Yeah.
The witness has moved beyond our
I never thought I would see a video game have a filler arc. But it does. This is the Titan that gets wrecked, unfortunately.
Another Titan that gets wrecked.
Yeah. But he just hates
Bungie's-
Titans.
They really do.
Don't forget, your guy's holding the fist on the cover.
all attempts to funnel it.
You got
That's
wrecked.
fucked up.
Have failed.
How much is fucked up? That's fucked up.
It's weird because, like, from what it looks like, he burst through the hull somehow, but also some sort of matter transformation. Our journey better continue.
Oh, okay.
In memoriam, okay. Gotta respect.
Damn.
He was really not that old.
I know. I think he was only in his 40s.
He's only like 60. 62 to 23, that's about 60 years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
끔찍한
Damn.
것들을 봤어. 매 순간 그 미래가
What the
Now it's in
fuck?
Spanish.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Music. Ready? Dad, are you ready? Oh, mio Dio!
여기서 시작된 건 내 미래가 아니야. 너의 미래지.
Why is it?
Why is it a different language? What the fuck? What the fuck? Can we have English, please?
Holy crap.
About time we go to the main.
Was that a darkest ship behind Okora?
So happy Eris is back.
우린 너의
구원이다. Wait.
This is Japanese.
영신의 빛과 어둠의 경계가 아주 모호하다는 걸. 함께 건너가자.
What the fuck? Can it be in English? Everybody was so excited when Lakshmi died.
Yeah.
Even though
I think it was
she's really
cool to see
important.
like Saint and Ikora and Mithrax just like ball out on some Vex though.
We have VTubers in this community now? Okay.
You gotta be inclusive, man.
What is he doing?
I don't mind. Honestly, VTubers play some of the most interesting games. Like, I saw this
I
clip
don't doubt
of...
it.
So, you know what Doom Eternal is, right?
Of course
Mick
Oh,
Gordon is the
Showcase the
composer. But he showed up to some VTubers streaming it.
Nice.
I was like, Mick Gordon's a Chad. Let's go! Please be in English.
Lance was
Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
Chatties.
Like
One
many of
fucking
you,
Guardian.
I've been playing games as long as I can remember. They're a core part of what makes me who I am. I believe there's this deeply rooted,
The mustache.
often unstated mission of games to keep
He has
adventure
PlayStation
alive.
shoes.
In 2014, Bungie set out to start a new adventure. Heroes awakened on a desolate planet. A silent god set in our sky. And it wouldn't be long before an ancient enemy, shrouded in darkness, showed up at humanity's door to destroy us. Over the years,
Look at his shoes.
our heroes would shape a story far greater than anything we could have
Hey
imagined.
man, they just gave him like $3
Players
million.
would explore deep
$3 billion.
into the depths of Venus,
Something like that.
hunting a machine god that controls
this
time
Destiny?
itself.
It's a Destiny.
A lot.
They'd invent ways to combine their mythic weaponry and their paracausal abilities to stand alone against monsters that took others an entire elite squad. They'd race alongside their friends far into the early morning into halls of an ancient city where only a select few emerged victorious at dawn, clutching the heart of a dragon.
Literally only 12 people.
But most importantly, they'd bring their friends and their family into this world, and together meet new faces on this
Destiny
adventure
really could work as a
who would
show.
become lifelong companions. Now, together, we approach the final shape. We're about to embark on the last expedition of Destiny's first saga. So let's be clear about the stakes. In the final shape, you will go inside the Traveler. The journey will be difficult. And what awaits you on the other side of this trek is nothing less than the deadliest entity we have ever faced. There will be no open betas. There aren't going to be any guides on the internet telling you how to handle what's to come. Whether you've been with us from the beginning,
bullshit,
joined us somewhere along the road,
Some leak is gonna leak it.
or looking at Destiny for the first time, anybody who shows up on launch day is going to be greeted with this same uncharted world, a vacuum-sealed experience begging for you to be the first person to peel it open. So today is your invitation to go forth and adventure.
I have to pee, but I have to hold it now. Alright, TMI.
Oh my god. And the Cosmodrone's different.
It is. It looks different.
Is this us again?
After all these years,
The OG scrub lock.
we never talked about it.
Some new armor.
Why
I've never seen
I
that
brought
before.
you back.
Maybe it's old. I just don't remember.
Well, oh, that's the armor!
Why you were chosen.
Okay.
That's neat.
This looks interesting.
So.
Whoa!
Okay.
Sun bracers.
The truth
The
is,
good old G-horn.
I didn't know then. It was just a feeling.
Yeah, Rod
Oh,
Squire.
mantling?
But I know now.
City Wall.
After all we've seen.
There's Cade. I don't think he's
all
alive.
we've lost.
I think he's
Oh, what is that?
alive.
This fight
The Traveler.
Yeah.
might be our last. So I'm asking you
Ooh. Wait, what?
one last time
What the fuck?
to rise.
What's it chanting?
Fucking what?
Ooh.
The fuck?
What? Holy shit!
No way.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Holy shit! Oh
New
my
void
god!
subclass? Question mark?
Or new weapon?
This is a momentous time in Destiny.
Tormentor's
history.
using Arc
We've been
and
building
Strand?
to this moment for the last 10 years.
The final shape is the conclusion to that journey. This is a moment in gaming that, as a developer, you just don't get very often.
Guardians and allies are fighting the
No
biggest
shit.
threat that the universe has ever seen in this big culmination of the Light and Darkness saga.
When we were thinking of what the final shape could be, it had to be a lot of different things. It needs to pay off this epic confrontation with the Witness that we've been setting up for years. It has to bring you closer to your allies in the Vanguard. It has to be this place that like makes you feel nostalgic for the entire journey you've been on.
I really hope we see the sound effects guy.
We were resurrected by Ghost at the very beginning of this story. We didn't know why, but it was for this. The Traveler is asking us for help, and it's our responsibility to protect every living thing in the universe from what the Witness intends to do.
When we first start the final shape, we are finally able to go through the portal that the Witness opened in the Traveler at the end of Lightfall.
Inside is the Pale Heart of the Traveler. That is the stage for our showdown with the Witness.
The Witness has the darkness. It has always had a connection to it. The Pale Heart of the Traveler is what it's trying to use to gain connection to the light. So with both, it can enact its final shape.
The Witness looks around and sees a
Oh,
purpose,
that
no
looks
meaning.
so-
It wants
oh
to
my
fix all
God.
that. So it's trying to put the universe into this frozen perfection where everything's just exactly how it thinks it's supposed to be. That is the final shape.
If we're going to defeat the Witness, it's going to take everyone. Failure is not an option.
We're gonna need the Vanguard, all of our allies, and all the Guardians to rally together and be brave in the face of Oblivion.
What if
In
the
the final
final
shape,
mission is
we're
match
going
made with
to
like 20
answer
people?
questions at the grandest
I really hope we
scale.
get a 12-player
But what I find
final
really
mission.
interesting
That'd be
is
so
that
cool.
It's also a very personal journey where we
12
deepen
player
our
raid.
relationships with these characters that we've known for so long.
That was a fun
Zavala,
time.
Ikora, our ghost.
Are we
get to
gonna hear
reconnect
Keith
with Cade
David?
6. So, like, while there's this great conflict and everything going on around us and stakes of just unimaginable heights, it's still at the end a story told around campfires by a bunch of companions who have been fighting together for hundreds of years.
That's cool as shit.
Bro, okay. What is this?
In the
Goddamn
final
bunch
shape,
of marketing.
we're going through the portal that the
That's
Witness
the
has opened up
fucking
to
OG
confront
tower.
it and stop the final shape. Inside the Traveler is this infinite, vast, unknowable, and we're landing on the Pale Heart, which is a fraction of really what is inside the Traveler.
Whoa! What the?
Is weird.
Whoa! What
Strange.
the?
It makes you feel a bit uncomfortable, and it is also just so cool and artistic in the best way.
Oh my god!
The Witness entered well ahead of any Guardians, and so it's had time to kind of shape what's there. When our Guardian enters, the rest of the Pale Heart starts getting shaped also around what we've experienced.
Wait,
This
so
is
Europa's
the
there?
Traveler
Europa's there
recreating
too?
the world in front of you as it saw
That
your
was the
journey.
wall, the city wall.
One of the most memorable locales from Destiny's
Oh!
is the D1 Tower. It's really a labor of love from
Yeah.
the Destiny team.
Holy!
The final shape means so much to everyone who's building it, and I think players are really going to be able to see that.
The Pale Heart is our very first linear destination that we've ever done. I would love it if players felt that they began
Oh, it's
their
linear.
journey in a place of safety.
Wait, that's
And
Venus.
feel it escalate in danger,
Mars.
in surrealness, because
That's Mars right there.
there is this beautiful evolution of the space.
They see
This
things
environmental
that are
design
more
seems
and
like
more
it's-
wrong as they begin to go towards the Witness's monolith.
Progressing
It's
with
kind
our
of this
Star Wars- with our
omnipresent,
story.
foreboding thing off in the distance.
The weirdest things
all the
happen
hands,
as you
I'm
get
getting
closer
real
to
Doctor
the
Strange vibes.
monolith in the form of reshaping. Kind of like deconstructing things and putting them back together. Just wrong.
The sense of scale you get out there, like as you're exploring these spaces and you're jumping on these reshaped cuboids of Earth, you feel tiny as a Guardian. You feel alone. You feel like you are not the force to be reckoned with that you have been.
This air looks
You're
intimidating.
not the God Slayer right now. You're just this
I
little
like it.
person jumping.
I
Oh,
want to be
these
intimidated.
massive
this looks
pieces
so
to massive
cool.
pieces.
Oh my god.
One of the things that we really tried to also capture is that the witness keeps throwing everything it has at you. And so you're going to fight these new enemies, the subjugators.
Ooh, what?
Subjugators are the new unit you're going to be facing in the final shape.
So
They have
Walk,
an enhanced power
like,
set. They're performing stasis powers and strand powers to face the Guardian, well, in support
Stasis and
of
strand.
all the other enemies you're fighting too.
They bring something entirely new to the battlefield.
They can
which is
suspend you?
kind of
Oh
this
my
sense of
god.
Control.
They're back there pinging away with stasis abilities, throwing crystals at you, freezing you in place.
Oh, this is cool.
Tangling you up.
I like their designs. This is so cool.
We're focusing you on the campaign and only the campaign. It's the most important thing in the universe at that moment. You have to stop the final shape from happening.
Good.
And for that,
Okay.
we do need the help
like
with
that.
our allies. And so we're going to make sure that the core Vanguard team gets back together. Zavala and Ikora and Kate.
Let's
The
go.
campaign is just the start of the Pale Heart. After you've
Oh my
reached
god,
the
I like
monolith
this.
and finish the campaign, we open up
Dreaming City
the
vibes right
entire
there.
destination, and so the entire
You're
Pale
all
Heart
good.
is going to react to you and what you are doing.
What does that mean?
The campaign in the final shape doesn't really end with the final mission. The raids are where you defeat like the big bosses. So it's only
Yes.
natural that when you are going to confront the witness, you're going to do that in the raid. But that might not be enough. This is a moment where we need to rally all Guardians to be able to overcome the final shape and the witness.
Wait, there's a bunch of Guardians there. There was like 8.
Yeah, I see that. I'm telling you, they're gonna be like a bigger than a raid.
In the
something
final
like
shape,
that.
we are
Yes, I
inside
love
the
him. I
Traveler,
love this dude.
This
very
guy is
close to this energy. This allows us to have new supers, Arc, Solar, Void.
We want to create something that turns you into an offensive powerhouse, but also can benefit your allies in a support capacity. There is this thread of team play and like working with your friends to overcome the odds.
Ooh!
The Warlock Super is this ultimate
Yeah.
expression of
Ooh!
solar energy coursing through your Guardian. This Solar Warlock Super is a callback to
No
Radiance
way.
from D1.
Self-res?
Other than Golden Gun, this is the only other first-person super in Destiny right now. Your melee's like all these
Yes.
projectiles going off.
Oh, it looks like
doubling
it's a
the amount
self
of
buff.
projectiles. Your grenade almost being sentient as it searches around,
Ooh.
hits the character, and bounces off and goes to another one. And you're so overflowing with this energy
Warlock looks
that
so
you are
cool.
also giving it to your allies, allowing them to have their solar weapons supercharged, applying Scorch when they're shooting.
The new Solar Warlock aspect, when I cast my Rift, it is going to create this little solar soul that when it sees an enemy, it launches part of itself out and
Finally.
hits the enemy and explodes and scorches them. It just feels
Bro!
very
Warlock's
Twilight
looking so cool.
Finally, we get a solar buddy with our arc
It's
buddies.
a layered super.
This is the only ranged one-off offensive super for Titans in the game. The Titan
Let's go!
goes into the air, summons this giant void axe, throws it, summons another one, throws it, summons another one, looks at a different group of enemies, throws it.
Oh, I like
And when these
this!
axes fly through the air, they stick into the ground or an enemy, do their void gravity thing where they suck
Finally.
a bunch of
Let's
energy
go!
enemies in and then explode.
Finally.
But that doesn't destroy the axe. The axe sticks around.
Oh
and
my
you and
God.
your allies can go
No
and pick up
fucking
the
Holy
way.
and
shit.
wailing on enemies with it.
This super is insane to me.
The
Let's
voice
go!
aspect, I press and hold
I
my
love
grenade
everything
button
about
Oh my
to
God.
consume my grenade and turn it into the shield. The more damage
Ooh.
it takes, the more
Fuck.
it charges up, and then I can release that, and it creates this blast that deals massive damage.
Oh my god! Holy
Finally,
shit!
Some love. Some
Arc
love.
is all about finding the
Holy
shortest
shit.
distance between 2 points. The hunter kind of rears back, takes this knife and throws it across the world, and then is able to blink this slash that just decimates anyone nearby.
One really great thing about that is not just you do it once, but you're able to do it 3 times, along with devastating attacks each time you do it.
The hunter has an aspect. We take our staff, we twirl it in the air, which propels us upward. It creates this burst, which amplifies you and any allies near you.
It almost makes it feel like you're playing a fighting game, right? Like these combos that you're chaining together to do these different moves. It like takes
that kind of
that
looks
sandbox
cool.
to the next level.
The more aspects we have, the more capable we are to do that.
It feels like you're like riding the lightning, you know? Like that instantaneous, like...
That was good, but I think it's more like... You know?
I like it.
Bro, I love these two.
I like this guy.
Oh my
like
god. Tyne's got some
Weapons team's
major
been
love.
working on all sorts of goodness. We've got exotics, we've got legendaries, we've got perks. We're always cooking up stuff. We're always playing with stuff that we think is like really interesting or taking inspiration. We have Tessellation, which is this exotic pyramid fusion rifle. It has the really intriguing property of adapting your Guardian's current damage type.
This will be the first time that you can run a weapon that can adapt to be strand or stasis in the energy slot. So you'll be able to run an entirely strand or entirely
it's basically just
stasis
Borealis
loadout.
but better.
Tessellation has the additional property that you can special reload to reshape your grenade and suck it into the weapon, and then fire out a super destructive single projectile. It's a really special weapon.
What's the one specific exotic that I can make that's like really zany that you would like right now?
What if Golden Gun was a sniper rifle?
What if you could harness the might of the Traveler? You know, we had a moment where we saw that Traveler beam cutscene. I know people on Weapons went, I kind of want that. You're like, that is incredibly dope.
So we've got this opportunity to bring back these iconic Destiny 1 weapons, but really turn it into something that feels really
that's coming back?
To bring
Holy!
into the fold.
Or Dragon's Breath. It was called Dragon's Breath.
And Dragon's Breath. Burn the world.
Wait, is it a waveframe rocket?
In
Basically,
the final
yeah.
shape,
What
we
the
have
fuck?
New weapon subfamilies
Yeah,
coming,
in D1 it was
broadening
really
what
fun.
existing
Oh
weapons
my
can
god.
be.
really like bordering on exotic functionality. So for example, we've got a rocket pistol sidearm subfamily. We always
the
like
fuck?
the special ammo sidearms. This fires tiny, slow-moving rockets. They hit very hard, do a bit of AoE damage. They have a mixture of regular weapon and rocket launcher stats. We're also doing a new support weapon subfamily.
The support frame auto rifle is a type of legendary auto rifle. It'll let you switch seamlessly from firing at enemies to healing your allies. I'm really excited to bring it to
So
dungeons
just Lumina,
and
basically.
keep my team alive, honestly.
Weapons team is always coming up with new
wonder what the
ideas.
damage
We've got
trade-off
a
is
ton
there.
of new cool stuff coming over the next few years, and some new and really wild ideas, which are pretty exciting.
Was the healing based off of kills or what?
Come on, take a load off.
I guess
We've got
we'll
a
have
lot
to wait
to
to
cover.
find out.
This place is only big enough for one dashing hero type.
The
And
teaser
that's
trailer
right,
for
so.
Destiny 2.
I'm back! Hey, you two, give me a sec.
Please tell me they got Nathan Fillion back.
They did. He posted a video on like Twitter and everything about it.
This is great. Anyone want a hug?
I love him. He's one of my favorite
your
actors.
rock
Just
off my
he's just
map.
fucking awesome.
Worst case scenario,
I like him.
you die.
Off
But
my
who
map.
knows?
I watched him a lot in
Maybe
Castle.
you won't. Well, better get back to it.
How can robots whistle?
I mean, just
In this
he can
moment,
talk,
we're
so
driving to the
whistling's
end
not
of
that
the
far
Light
off.
and
He's got
Darkness
speaker
saga.
in his
It's
mouth,
great to see
right?
Cade like return to this world at this moment with all this change about to culminate with this confrontation with the long-standing enemy, the Witness.
Cade is the quintessential hunter. His presence casts such a long shadow over the story of Destiny, whether it was when he was alive or when he was dead.
What Cade goes through in this journey, how he serves as a catalyst for the other characters, the events that are uncovered to have brought him back. This is how the story had to end. There was no end to the Light and Darkness saga that didn't have Cade here alongside his friends to finish the job.
Once we started digging into the nature of the Pale Heart, I think that crystallized Cade's role as a guide. Cade is Virgil, and he's our guide through this other place. Cade is the one who is the most appropriate person to be the guide, because that's his job. That's always been his job. It just feels so natural for Nathan to be back in the booth. It
Let's
felt
go.
amazing to just see him slip back into the role, like, without missing a beat.
Right, instantly.
In the flesh, or metal, as it were.
Cade's the glue that's always
Oh
held
my
Zavala
God.
and Cora together. Having him back puts them in a position of questioning where they've been and what they've done without him.
You think about the journey that Zavala's been on and how he's been
It's almost
taken
a
down
weird
this dark
irony
path,
that
and you think
we
about
lost Zavala
the weight
and we
that's
got-
been on Ikora, having the
we
whole
got-
adventure
lost
together,
Vexford, but we got
having Cade's voice
coming
of
back.
Yeah.
levity and brightness that he brings to that group. I think it's going to be great for them.
Well, at least we have each other.
We want people to take away that sense of reunion and that idea of like the gang being back together for this moment.
I'm here now. Wherever the hell here is.
Oh my God. Okay. I don't think Galaxy Pools will be shown here. Wait.
Guardian, the witness poses a dire threat. And the Witch Queen holds the answers we seek.
Is this the
Only
season?
if we contend with her sister, Zivu Araf. It rests with me. Will you come back from this? Do not be afraid.
Ooh, what? Oh, what?
Bring me your tithes.
What?
You now wield hive magic and have entwined it with your light. What? Assault the Spire Guardian and open the way to our tithes.
Looks like a grenade launcher. Wait, we can shoot Boomer Knight stuff now? Ooh, it's elusive. Ooh, okay.
The Deck of Whispers.
Love the character design.
Ooh, looks like we're getting something similar to Deep Dive. So that's cool.
Fight in my name, Guardian. Every opponent you defeat strengthens me.
This kind of gives me Witcher vibes.
My appetite rises for your brutal tributes.
The three crones.
Let us show her what it is to be Hive. You have found the horn of battle.
Okay.
You are deserving of the greatest
Ooh, okay.
bestowed.
Season of the Witch. Okay. Now what's the raid?
Definitely interesting.
The Season of the Witch is our opportunity as players. We've been annihilating and breaking Hive spells, and now we finally get to cast them.
At the end of Season of the Deep, we learn that Savathun has the key to getting into the portal that we need to go into. That means we have to go find Imaru, her ghost. Imaru's like, not so fast. We've got a bigger problem first, and that bigger problem's name is Zivu Araf. If we fight her, she only gets stronger. Eris has an idea. It's a really
good
It's
idea.
a wild ass idea, yeah. She determines, like, well, the best way to fight fire is with fire. We are channeling all of that energy that we're creating by going through, by eliminating enemies, and we're tithing to our friend Eris.
Bring me your tithes.
What does that mean for the characters and the player to kind of like be like Savathun? And that's where we went down the path of having Hive Eris. We wanted to extend that magical fantasy into the player then. That ability to have overwhelming magical power, that risk and reward into all of our activities and systems experiences. And so that's what led us to come up with things like Deck of Whispers. It's this magical deck of cards that creates amazing synergies with your buildcraft meta and with buffs and the activities.
They can then choose these cards at will, whichever
Just an
ones they
expansion.
want, and then that really leans into the build crafting.
You actually are getting
Oh.
cards that you can then use to place on the battlefield and change the way you play.
I am such a sucker for deck building. Like, being able to, like, bring that element into Destiny
Whoa,
gameplay
this
has
season is
just
going to be
been like,
very
oh,
different than
that's
what we're used to.
really fun.
It does. I'm excited. I think it has real potential.
So we've got two brand new seasonal activities coming with Season of the Witch. We've got Altars of Summoning and Savathun's Spire.
Savathun's Spire is our new 3-player offensive. You're doing a lot more with the Lucent Hive magic, but it's got a high amount of combatant density. It's got additional random encounters that you can come across.
The Witch's Spire itself, Savathun's Spire, was like her reliquary for all these different magical experiments as she was learning the light. You're there in order to learn as much as you can in order to become a master spellcaster, right? To become like Savathun. The Altar of Summonings activity is really exciting because you can spend like 20 minutes in it or you can spend 2 hours in it.
It's a 3-player experience that you can hop in and hop out of. As you're going through this activity, you're filling the tithing bucket. As that tithing bucket is filled up, you'll get progressively more rewards. And then finally at the end, it'll cash out and you'll get a whole mess of rewards.
Ooh, so we know it's solar fusion and avoid something
We really wanted to make sure that there was a home for any exotic mission content coming in seasons after the year has passed. And so we developed what we're calling the Exotic Mission Rotator.
Right away, we're getting Presage, and Operation Seraph Shield.
This is some of the most fun content the team has making. It's
More
some of the
missions
content
coming
the
next
fans and
year.
players of Destiny love the most. The most exciting thing, outside of just the missions themselves, is that every time we put a mission inside of that rotator, the exotic that comes alongside of it will become craftable.
Wait, that means if they add in Whisper of the Warriors mission, Whisper could become craftable.
For Season of the Witch, we have a brand new Vex lo-fi
Or
PvP
Outbreak.
map coming. It's
Oh,
really
dear
exciting.
God.
It's got a bunch of really
That'd be
tight
too broken.
gameplay
Imagine
experiences.
Outbreak with
We wanna
kinetic
make sure that
tremors.
we focus the combat a little bit more. With the new
Jesus.
Vex network map, we really wanted to make sure we hit is like, hey, you're shoulder to shoulder more often. There's not as much deep sight lines that you're interacting with. And a lot of the flow of the map is actually built around this like kind of central pillar.
I kind of
the
want
Vex
to
network
look
that
at
you're
this PvP
orienting
map,
around.
honestly.
And there's also some modes coming too, right?
We've got a new PvP game mode coming that's all about relics. It's about multiple relics, so it's not just one like the Scorch game mode from the past. So we've got the shield coming from Vault of Glass, we've got the spear back from Season of the Risen.
And we got the scythe from Season of the Haunted.
So you're going to be reaping Guardians with that thing. It's a lot more tactical gameplay. It's all about running around the map, claiming these relic dispensers, and then grabbing them in order to push for victory.
I will take what I need. The words in my throat are the
Waiting to see what the raid
in
is.
my fist.
We were feeling pretty Hy-Vee this season, obviously. There's something in the air. And so when thinking about like, what's a good raid reprisal that would really suit this very Hy-Vee season, there's only one
Crota.
answer.
Crota. I knew it was going to be Crota. Damn, the visuals look good though.
I have seen
There's Crota.
Hive call a god.
Oh, Angel Tribe Farmer! Angel Tribe Farmer! Oh my god!
Yes.
Let's go!
Thank God.
Oh my god! Okay, it looks like we got plates.
Yep, this is the lantern encounter.
Yeah, so it's going to be replaced by plates by the looks of things. Necrochasm!
Necrochasm's back, baby. Omnigul.
Oh, it's her model. Wait, there's 2 different armor sets though. 2 different armor sets were shown. Oh, that raid ring looks so cool. Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty
I'm getting that raid ring. Alright, we are getting that raid ring.
Heading into the final shape, we really want to rally all Guardians at the end of the Light and Darkness saga. We want to reduce those power barriers as well as catch people up on key story beats and make sure that they have a really great and easy time connecting with other players.
I'm assuming they're going to talk about the LFG system.
In the final shape, we're trying to find ways to make power more simple and easy to understand and also lowering the barrier to entry.
It's going to make it easier for players who have not been able to jump into game easily because they were held back by the challenges in grinding for the power levels that are required by these different activities.
One of the major changes that's going to be happening starting with the final shape is there are going to be a certain number of activities that are going to be power fixed. So it doesn't matter kind of what power level you are going into it, you're always going to be able to approach it. There's still going to be tiers of difficulty that you can do, things that are just meant to be experienced a certain way.
Things like Nightfall strikes that will still have power enabled, and that's where we're really going to focus the whole power plan.
The raids, the contest modes that everybody loves to engage with, that experience is fundamentally going to be staying the same.
I'm excited for this because I think there will be a lot more clarity for players in terms of understanding the relative difficulty of things, where they sit now in the spectrum.
One way that we're trying to do that is making it easier for new players to engage with you. So we're introducing something that we're calling Fire Team Power.
You can actually bring your friends along to play any dungeons and raids in the game without having to wait them to be at a certain power level. The person with the highest power in your fire team is actually going to bring all the others close to their power level, which means that there's no barriers really for any other guardian to join you in this high-level content.
When it's combined with Fire Team Finder, it also allows you to find strangers, people you've never played with before, and have that same experience. That's all regardless of the power level of you and the rest of the people in your fire team.
Fire Team Finder is the new feature that's coming in Season 23, aimed at helping connect and find other people to complete the best and most aspirational content in Destiny. We have a tag system that allows players to be able to say, well, this is my playstyle. I'm really chill. I'm anti-sweat. I'm just really here to have a good time. Exactly.
Tags really allows players to show a little bit more personality, show a little bit more about what they're about. I think what's really great about it is with this launch, we're also looking at including inclusion tags.
As an example, one of the inclusion tags that we have are for colorblind players. Hopefully the inclusion tags will bring players closer to finding their community and even closer to the
I'm glad I saw that
people
first time
they're playing
tag
with.
there.
So once a listing goes live, players will be put into a listing lobby where players can gather, they can communicate with each other. So we wanted to make it as convenient and as easy as possible for players to not just sit and stare at a screen for a long time while their listing actually fills up.
As a gamer who's typically more solo, I'm especially excited about this because it really is about helping reduce that anxiety and burden that comes with trying to make a new connection. The feature coming out today that I'm incredibly excited about is Timeline Reflections. Essentially what we have done is we've went back to previous expansions and pulled out missions that we felt really represent key narrative beats within our story. We're going to have a mission for Forsaken, mission for Beyond Light, as well as a mission for Witch Queen.
Bro, they're missing the most important ones.
The neat thing about these missions is they're not going to be like one-to-one for how you would experience them in the campaign. You're also going to get additional pieces of narrative fed to you to like identify like, hey, this is why it's important that this happened, and here are the people you met along the way.
A really big one that's really timely for Final Shape is Cade's Last Stand from Forsaken. This is a moment that a lot of players, new and old, are going to come back to Destiny. I think this is just the right time to introduce features that are going to allow those players to jump right in and find people to play with and enjoy this content regardless of their power level.
We're reaching the end of this 10-year journey. What comes next?
The episodes, and the new way we're going to tell stories moving forward.
What's really important about episodes is that it's a really big shakeup to what we've been doing. Instead of providing 4 seasons a year, you are going to get 3 larger episodes. And so the first 3 episodes
so they're
in this
going
coming
back
year
to
are called Echoes,
War Minds,
Revenant, and Heresy. It's coming right after the final shape. And the theme for the year is going to be all about the consequences and aftermath of the final shape. I think what's really the cornerstone of the episode model that we're building is the 3-act structure. The acts act as these anchors for us to introduce new weapons, new artifact mods, new activities. There's going to be new missions coming around the core. There'll be new story moments in every single one of these acts. We're actually providing more cinematic styled experiences throughout the final shape year and the episodes with it than any of the seasons we've ever developed before.
These new stories are actually playable as standalone. Like each episode is something you can experience whether you've been playing Destiny for 10 years or this is your first one.
You're going to be able to basically enjoy them in any order you want to.
I think the opportunity with this big epic moment is that we get to innovate the game. We get to move the game forward.
It's all about change frequently. It's all about deeper story moments. It's all about more weapons, more loot, more often. And it really provides the team with a platform to go much deeper into the themes and fantasies and story of any individual episode as compared to the seasons you know of today.
I'm so excited to see what the narrative team can do with this kind of new platform of storytelling. Episodes provides this awesome foundation for the future of Destiny.
We're moving into the next stage of Destiny 2. I think some people look at the final shape and they think Destiny 2 is coming to the end. And in many ways, it's the opposite. We're leaning in. We're putting the pedal to the metal. Episodes provide us a new, innovative way for players to engage with Destiny 2 throughout the year.
Okay. That could be interesting.
What makes a guardian a guardian? Devotion, bravery, sacrifice. We know that we were chosen for a reason. By something greater than ourselves.
Guardian. Guardian? Eyes up, Guardian.
Shaped by the fires of each
I want
new
Dinklebot back.
We are forged and
You're
sharpened into
joking,
what
bro.
we must become for the fight ahead.
My God.
We are the final line that halts the second collapse.
All of us. Every Titan. Every Warlock. Every Hunter.
What is it the Guardians say? Devotion inspires.
That Hive Guardian trailer was so cool.
Bravery inspires sacrifice.
It was.
Sacrifice leads to death.
The line between light and dark is so very thin.
Let's cross it together.
There are things out in the dark that only the dark can overcome. Trust me.
You've heard the stories of the Traveler's sacrifice, of darkness descending upon humanity.
Now the race is its end.
Okay.
This time, there is no escape.
It's going to be an exciting year for Guardians. We get to make good on a promise that we made way back in 2014. There was classic rock blasting, a fire team racing across our solar system, and at the end, a simple message: become legend. Today, you got a glimpse at how we'll be cementing your legend in this upcoming year. We're going to be heading inside the Traveler, experiencing a destination unlike anything we've ever built before. We'll face the biggest bad we've ever made, and we'll do this all alongside a streamlined progression system, allowing us to easily play with friends in any content in the game. And as the dust settles in the final shape, we're going to continue our legends in Echoes. It's Destiny's first episode in a new phase of storytelling for Guardians, with brand new conflicts born from the resolution of the Light and Darkness saga. These first episodes are just the beginning. But if you're chomping at the bit to see how the Light and Darkness saga is going to kick off the future of Destiny 2, we've got a ton of great content for you to jump into today. Going live after this, we've got Season of the Witch, with a new story, new weapons, new armor, new activities, and new PvP content, all alongside a series of story catch-up missions, allowing any of your friends to jump into the game and get up to speed on what's happening in this world. Then, next week, a brutal reprisal of Crota's End is going to join the ranks of our aspirational content. I can't wait to see you all in the Throne World as we learn more about the final shape and how we can stop it.
Do not be afraid.
Bring me your tithes.
I love that character design.
Yeah, that shit is wild.
After all these years, all we've lost.
Are we not getting a collaboration this season?
Might be our last.
God, the set design is so good. Oh my god.
To rise.
I think it would have been not in good spirit, not in good tact for them to show off their collaboration.
I would assume it's gonna happen at the end.
During this showcase.
They did it last year.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but also last year they didn't deliver a state of the game that pissed off the entire community, like, violently.
Okay, looks like we're getting a collector's edition reveal.
When we create a collector's edition,
Yep, there it
we
is.
try and recreate items from the universe for players to enjoy outside of the game. So this year we're doing a Destiny 1 tower. We really tried to work hard at thinking about 10 years of Destiny and how best to encapsulate that experience.
Even as the game dev who've worked on it since day one, like I think having it be the tower is super exciting for us because it's going to kind of catalog your journey of a player from when you first started playing Destiny all the way to now. The tower, it's kind of like the beacon in which you're a place you can call home.
You get the
That's the OG tower, isn't
and then
it?
there are actual figures of
What?
the Vanguard
That was the OG
mentors
tower, wasn't it?
that accompany that architectural
that's
model.
The classic. That's the...
There's a lot of like hidden messages and hidden things.
There's going to be some fun surprises. We're always trying to push the envelope. And so we've been playing a lot with magnetic locks and sound effects, lights, just sort of make this experience as a whole really special. It's sort of the perfect symbol of Destiny. I'm so excited for it.
Me too.
That being said, it probably won't make me get the collector's edition. There is only one game in existence.
Whoa, that's some really cool art.
Yeah, well, it was.
I really like the final shape. Like, Zavala looks really fucking mean.
Kind of looks like Star Wars. That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. No, it literally does, though. Because the red and the blue. Oh my god. Alright, so the post show's about to start. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick.
Okay. I'm gonna check Steam. While that's going, I'm gonna also take a piss. Oh, never mind. We're back, I guess. Oh, never mind. I'll be back.
How's it going?
Alright, I'm back.
That's funny. I literally just got back too.
Nice.
So I guess the question now is, can I update Destiny on Steam yet?
No, I checked before I left and an update hasn't come out yet. Man, a light, man. That brought a lot of shit to the table. Like, damn. Is this me, or this felt shorter than the Witch Queen showcase, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Hello, Guardians. Welcome to the post-show stream. My name is Taylor Liz. I am a Destiny 2 player and content creator. I'm excited to be here live at Bungie. We're going to have 2 segments for you today. A little later in the show, I'll be playing through the brand new Season of the Witch content with my good friend, Pika Peach. Right now, let's sit down with Bungie developers to talk more about what we just saw and what's next for the future of
I
Destiny 2.
kind of wanted to see Dotto,
Pika,
honestly.
over to you.
Thank you so much, Taylor. My name is
Right.
Pika, and I'm also a content creator and Destiny 2 fan. You can often find Taylor and I playing together in some sort of challenge in-game. I'm beyond honored to be sitting down with everyone here today, so let's do some more introductions.
Thank you, Pika. It's great to have you here. Hi, my name is Cosmo. I'm the lead community role here at Bungie, and my role is supporting our amazing community team and all the great work they do, helping prepare weekly check-ins and sending info out to our players. I'm going to be teaming up with Pika today, and we're going to be asking some of these guys some questions and go over some of the things that we didn't get to cover in the showcase. So, yeah, Dan?
Yeah, thanks. I'm Dan McAuliffe. I'm the general manager for Destiny 2. And that mostly means that I get to support all the amazing talent that makes this game. So thanks for sitting down with us today.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to it.
I'm Joe. I'm the game director on Destiny 2. And
Swapped
actually,
out.
while Taylor and Liz were doing the intro, I was hiding behind a pillar for the last 10 seconds. So y'all can like
saw
roll
that.
back the VOD and see if I did a good job or not.
Awesome. So let's get into some questions. As a player, what are you guys most hyped about regarding the final shape and beyond? Anything specific you can call out?
For me, I'm really excited about the story. I mean, this is going to be like the epic conclusion to the Light and Darkness saga. Like, players are finally going to get to go into the Traveler, confront the Witness. Like, the stakes have never been higher. I'm just really excited to get to watch everybody play it out as soon as they can. Can we make it live right now?
I don't think
No.
so.
I tried. Anyway, what about you, Dan?
Oh, for me, I mean, it's a lot about the supers, right? Like, I just think
Yes.
we have this ability with these supers coming out to shift the meta in a really exciting way. And like, I just haven't played through them and gotten some hands on them. Sorry, like no spoilers, but like, I think they're going to play in all parts of the game. So I think you're going to see these in the campaign, obviously, but you're going to see these in PvP, and they really feel like that sort of pinnacle achievement of our Guardian's journey in a lot of ways. So just really excited to see the final product.
Yeah, for me, I guess it's maybe surprising. It's the weapons. And I know, like,
Shock.
yeah, we make a lot of weapons on Destiny 2, right? And so why are we excited about the weapons this time? I think the team sort of really looked and said, what's core to Destiny, right? Like, what's really important? And we said, hey, like, Destiny's at its best when you're getting a bunch of new weapons, and those weapons are so exciting that they are making it onto your character right away. They're like changing the way you play. So this is not just
exotics, right? It's not just like, I think it was alluded to, like, what if Golden Gun was a sniper rifle? Pretty cool sniper rifle. I think it's also, we talked about these new, weapon subtypes. And so what's a support auto rifle? We've made guns that heal before. We've made exotics that do it. Well, if we do it in a legendary, what needs to be different about it so we can make this thing that feels as useful to a fire team as someone bringing Galahorn, that feels as useful as someone, bringing Divinity, right? And we know that's the bar that we have to hit. So we're looking at a bunch of different things and saying, okay, we're gonna make these guns and we're gonna make them matter, right? We're gonna go out and you're gonna get awesome stuff on, the Pale Heart. I think we showed a little bit of it. There's like these sweet, they look like a deck of cards. If you go back and watch the footage, and there's a bunch of awesome stuff coming in the weapons. And so I think we're really just trying to hit that core, like, hey, we're a loot game, right? Like the loot should be awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, me too. So speaking of the Pale Heart, the reveal, it was said in the reveal that the Pale Heart destination is the first linear destination ever done. So can you talk us through why it was decided to make it more linear destination?
All right, linear.
And
like,
what it means.
Yeah. So
the math lesson now.
Yeah, not sure how many folks have been in algebra recently, but if you're like me and need a little refresher, linear.
Please.
Line, right?
Walk
like
me
that's
through
what
it.
we're saying here. So a classic Destiny destination, we think of it as a loop, right? There are these big public areas. They're all connected in a circle. And then from those areas, there's little offshoots. There are little alleyways that you can go to. And that just didn't make sense for going inside the Traveler. One, because the Traveler is huge. When we talk about the Pale Heart, we're saying, like, hey, what if you were an alien, you landed on Earth, and the only part of Earth you saw was like a parking lot in Montana. And you were like, oh, this place is huge, right? Like, it's sort of like, okay, so we're gonna show you a really small slice of what is inside the Traveler. And then we said, it needs to feel like you're going somewhere important. It's a vast, unknowable place. Okay, well, on one end, we've got the portal. And on the other end, we've got the Witness that's built this giant monolith. And so every single area that we've built is built in a consecutive line from one to the other. So you travel through these things and you can look back at once were. And if you need to go to the next part, you're not going into these offshoots that dead end. You are going to where you need to be going. It's really focused on, hey, you've got a job to do here.
So it's like tracking your journey.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Okay, cool. Well, that sounds insane. So super different.
That's what we go for.
During the showcase, it was also mentioned that completing the campaign would unlock the full destination and that it almost like reacts as we progress. Is that kind of what you're hinting at, or can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, so I think two things we want people really to come away with thinking when they think about. One, this is a bit different in the way that you experience the Pale Heart right away. So normally you might land on the throne world and you do a mission and then you're out with your Sparrow exploring the throne world, doing the missions if you want to. Day one of the final shape, you got a job to do, right? And so it is mission, right? And you just go through and you say, hey, we've got to stay focused on this thing. When you get to the end of that day one experience, everyone can sort of like collectively take a breath, collect themselves, and then you just this realization like, oh, we're like inside the Traveler, right? Like we should probably go see what that's about. And so the whole destination unlocks for you. And there's a lot of things that are different about the Pale Heart than our other destinations. I think we're gonna save some of those juicy tidbits for what's different about this destination and how it sort of compares to what we've done in the past. But yeah, it's a pretty different experience than even what you might expect in somewhere like the Dreaming City.
And for real, like we do want to save some of these juicy tidbits, not just because it's fun, but because like, I mean, the Traveler's just been this inscrutable godlike sphere that people have wanted to know more about for so long. And like, this is their opportunity to experience some of that mystery. And I'm excited to see how that plays out.
Well, it's alive, right? So what can we really expect?
Yeah, I think, we talked about this. We showed a little bit. The section that you're in, it's shaped off of who's there, right? And so who's been there?
So cool.
The Witness, right? The Witness
messing stuff up.
Yeah, chilling right there. We're trying to knock on the door. We don't know how to get inside. And we're gonna make it eventually. And so it's got this both really unique aspect to it, and a bunch of the geo looks like stuff that you've never seen before. A bunch of these places feel like, you know, this heaven on one side, hell maybe in the middle, crazy Destiny surrealness at the end. And then there are these accents of like, oh, I'm at like a crazy heavenly beach. And then you see this giant ghost carved into a mountain, or you see the D1 tower erecting out of this. And so, you know, we're really excited to sort of give people this like distilled Destiny experience that still feels really new when you're in there.
It's amazing.
So Dan, we've got feedback from players who wanted to learn more about the origins of the Witness and the Veil during the Lightfall campaign, rather than wait until like later on in the seasons. So players have big narrative expectations for the final shape. How are we taking this feedback and making this the epic conclusion that this first saga deserves?
Oh yeah, no, I mean this is the sort of fun of the challenge for this, right? Because the Light and Darkness saga has been such a focal through line for really most of Destiny's existence, right? Like it is this epic story. Joe was just talking about, you know, some of that sort of culmination of experience inside the Pale Heart, and so this is a spot where we have to really land that culmination in a satisfying way, right? Like there's a confrontation that's been happening. There's a story that's been being told. This part of the Destiny world, we have to end really well, and the players deserve that, and the story deserves that. And so there's some things we're doing to account for that. But in addition, we have to set up the next set of stories. We're going to talk probably more about episodes in a bit, but like starting after the final shape with the new episodes framework that we're rolling out, we're going to tell all different stories, and we'll learn more about the world of Destiny moving forward. So that's the unique challenge that we are taking very seriously. And to accommodate that, we've done more, I think, on the narrative side of the fence than we've even done in the past. You know, more significant writers' rooms. We brought in more folks from even other parts of the studio to really kind of consult on this and make sure that, you know, all of our fans who probably know the Destiny lore better than I do are getting
AKA
the pieces and answering answers to the questions that they want answered. Unless we want to save some of those questions for the future stories that we're going to tell.
Right.
You know, there's more to it that you and the team have been doing as well. If you want to talk to that,
Yeah, probably to steal a little bit from Cosmo's and Pika's questions and give them the note card shuffle here in a minute. I think one of the things that we knew that was going to be challenging about this is, hey, we're telling the climax of the story. We know that, hey, when you get in the final shape, in those first moments, we want you to feel like, okay, Bungie delivered on this promise, like delivered on this promise of becoming legend, delivered on like. Really putting a bow on the Traveler and Pyramid story. The thing that was also important for us is like, okay, well, you're gonna like confront the Witness, like the biggest bad in Destiny. Like, okay, we think you have to confront the Witness in the raid, right? Like a version of Destiny's chronological history where it's like the Witness was tough, not quite as tough as Valka-Or, right? Like it's probably not a thing that our players are going to be super happy about, not a thing I'm going to be happy about, and so. What we really think is this day one experience is sort of like the penultimate episode or the, you know, right before the season finale of your favorite TV show. And it really sets the stage for, hey, this is exactly what's going on in the world of Destiny. The stakes have never been higher. You go through a pretty epic journey. And then we say, okay, now we have to have this raid beat. And so it's sort of a reverse Taken King, if some of our people remember that moment. In the Taken King, we delivered a thing where, hey, day one, for 80% of our players, they're like, I dealt with Oryx. And then for like 20%, there was this other thing that they could go do, have another experience with Oryx.
Right.
And so for this one, we say, hey, want everyone to go really set up what's happening in the final shape. And then for everyone, right, and we're not going to get into that, right, you should all wait for the raid, right? Like, and we're going to like, help make sure everyone is brought along for the end of this journey. I think it takes a lot of our learnings from both really classic experiences like Crota and Oryx and sort of infuses them with what we've been doing with things like Savathun and Callus and like taking all that lessons and saying, okay, we think we can do this the right way.
Yeah, and also just for something like
this, I wonder
this,
if the raid's going to be
when
bigger
you
than
complete
Last Wish.
the circle of this story that we've been telling, we want to make sure that we're paying
I have
homage
to
to the
imagine
things
it
of the
will be.
past, and we're talking through
At least the same
just
size.
so many of the things that have made this story what it is, but also telling it in a way where if you're coming into the final shape as your first experience, you can enjoy the mission. You can enjoy the campaign. You can understand what is happening.
Right.
But there's just a lot more if you
The depth.
have almost a decade's worth of Destiny play knowledge that you
Right.
can look at.
So it kind of sounds like that means I have to play the raid to get the full story.
No. Now, while we're really excited about something like Fireteam Finder
I'd force
coming
people
in
to play the
and
raid.
making it easier for anyone to get into the raid and experience those beats, yeah, I think the different part from our strategy sort of as in the past was we said, hey, there's something more for those who raid. There is a piece of the story, right, that is told in the raid. There's a piece that's essential. But it is definitely not going to be a moment where only raiders get to see the end of the Light and Darkness saga.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's good.
As we carefully skirt around 1,000 plot points here.
So we showed a glimpse of the new enemy, the Subjugators. Are they going to be as terrifying as the Tormentors? Like, what sets them apart from previous enemies?
Yeah, we were running through some questions yesterday, just like this. Spoiler alert: we do practice a little bit. Like we do think about this. And I got in trouble because I said several obscenities last time I did this. So I'm not going to do that today on stream.
Who scolded you?
It could have been anyone. Cosmo, it could have been anyone that scolded me.
Okay.
And so I've been playing a lot of the Final Shape recently, probably surprising to no one. Subjugators are very different than Tormentors. Tormentors are sort of like this Kool-Aid man that busts through the wall. And
That's such an accurate description of a tormentor.
Oh, okay. And Subjugators for us, they come out in these moments where you feel like you have a battlefield full of enemies, and then you hear the pyramid screech sound.
There's a
and you're like,
sound.
Oh,
Oh,
and
no.
and a Subjugator beams in, and it's like they're the ultimate sort of backfield tactician, right? And they're doing
They remind
things
me of
like
Rolk,
giving
honestly.
everyone around it little pyramid buddies. Like you've been shot in PvP with an Arc Soul. Like imagine 10 taken Scions, and suddenly a Subjugator says, "What if you all had little pyramid buddies?" And you're like, "Oh, thanks, Subjugator," right? And so there's still these moments where you're like, you might want to just hold on to your super. You might want to hold on to some heavy ammo when you're playing through the campaign, just in case this busts through. I think one other thing that we've really learned from both Tormentors and Light Hive is started building these sort of like captain-y units, right? These things that feel scary. And we're very careful in both Witch Queen and in Lightfall to make sure, hey, we don't want to overuse these. We don't want this to become a thing where you get a bounty and it's like, kill 20 Light Hive. You're like, oh, wow, they're just everywhere. And I think we're striking an even better balance now that we have a palette of these captains where it feels like, hey, I'm getting these like really meaty sandbox experiences. And we know how to sort of engage them in both the destination and the strike and the mission. So I'm really happy with a bunch of the learning the team has been taking as we continue to make these things.
Oh, totally. Yeah, my super basic take from having played it is that like, and I didn't know how this was going to play out until I experienced it. Joe described it really well, but it's what I want from these units as a player is I want that moment of and insert obscenity here so Cosmo doesn't yell at me.
Right.
But like, and the Subjugator absolutely delivers that in the same way that I felt from the Tormentor, and the same way I definitely felt the first time I saw the Light Hive. But it's just, to Joe's point, it's a very different way, right? Like it is, when it comes out, like I'm just as terrified and worried for myself and my fire team, but for different reasons, and with different tactics, and you have to approach them a very different way. So I think it feels very good to me, at least as a player.
Why am I already nervous?
Because whatever he just described, what you were picturing, is probably lighter than what's actually going to happen.
Oh,
like pyramid buddies are Arc Souls, and
Yeah.
yeah, to say.
I'm picturing some, okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous.
That suspense
Okay,
seems
so Dan, this is
awful.
for you. Your favorite, or everyone's, not yours, everyone's favorite hunter, Cade 6, is seemingly back from the dead. Can we get a little bit of the story on that?
I mean, I'll happily take this one because I love talking about Cade 6. I mean, here's the reality. We've been talking about this all coming full circle, and Joe was talking about the campaign as mission. You have a mission. There's a thing that has to happen. And like both as players and developers, it was just hard to picture finishing this fight without Cade 6, right? And so we've brought Cade 6 back, and you're going to get less details than you want, but Cade 6 is back for this fight, and it was super important to us as you go through to have Cade 6, Zavala, Ikora, on comms talking through. And I think the most critical part of that is it's Cade 6 with Nathan Fillion. And I don't know about everybody else, but like Joe and I were talking about this yesterday, and I think Joe said it really well, which is like when you're playing through the builds as you're going through, and the moment Nathan's line started actually coming through recorded, man, it just hits different, right? Like it just changes the dynamic for me as far as like what I feel about what's going through, the sort of complexities of the story. Right. But the part that's important, I think, to know is that like this is Cade. Like Cade is back. Cade is with you on this journey. He is your guide through the Pale Heart.
Yeah.
And there's other stuff that we're not going to talk about just yet because I want players to experience it. But yeah, anything more you want to add there? It's exciting.
No, we'll probably say this a few times. We were like, what's the final shape? How are we going to do this? What's really important? We really wanted to make sure that this experience felt like the most distilled version of Destiny.
Yeah.
Like it's Destiny dialed up to 11. It is the like Destiny extract that if you were baking with, you're like, you only need a few drops. Like this is very potent. For us, you know, we knew, hey, we've been planning this narrative roadmap out for a long time. We were like, okay, we know we need to make the best of this moment that we have with Cade here. But I think it was really, again, as the VO starts to come in and you're in these missions, you're like, oh, that's like Cade 6 talking to me.
Yeah.
And even, I wouldn't say everyone's favorite hunter. I mean, Eris Morn might have something to say about that. But yeah, it really
I forget that Eris Morn is a
okay,
hunter.
yeah, this is that distilled Destiny experience.
Yeah. I'm now picturing Destiny extract on the Bungie store. I don't know what it's for,
I think
but
you got something here, actually. You could bottle this.
Yeah. Not sure what it smells like.
Good point.
I don't even want to speculate.
Yeah, just stop.
So we've been talking about Final Shape. Let's talk about episodes. We've seen some feedback from the players that the season model has gotten a bit predictable at times, and we just saw in the showcase our content cadence is getting refreshed with this episode model. Can you talk us through what episodes are and how they're going to be different than seasons?
Sure, yeah. So, I mean, let's start with sort of what episodes are at their core, right? I think the easiest way to think about episodes is the natural evolution of the seasonal model. Because the seasonal model's done a lot of great things for Destiny. I think we've run seasons for the better part of 3 years at this point, and it has allowed us to deliver, you know, really quality experiences at a 3-month, you know, very fast cadence, really move the story forward. I think we've told some great stories, you know, introduced some new activities, new mechanics, really moved everything forward. The problem is, and if we're being honest with ourselves, and I'm going to be honest with ourselves, we really biased towards consistency to do that, right? Like we wanted to deliver it quality. We wanted to deliver it on time, all the time to the player. But that made the experience somewhat repetitive. Like almost sort of by design in a certain way, which is now, I think, stretched out to the end of its like utility. So episodes change up the framework and change up the delivery cadence. So there are 3 episodes a year. The first one will start alongside the final shape, and parts of it will start a little bit after. We can touch on that in a sec. But these 3 episodes are split into 3 acts each.
Okay.
And this means 2 things, really. One, that now what you're really looking at is 9 beats a year that are 6 weeks apart. And each of these beats gives us an opportunity to materially change the state of the game, materially move the meta forward, introduce new story, introduce new weapons, new perks, new activities. And it doesn't have to be so formulaic. So it allows us to do what I think Destiny does really well, which is get a little weird at times. It allows us to throw, I have some really bad baseball metaphors I'm not going to use, but like throw some curveballs into.
You just said you weren't going to use the baseball
metaphors. The bad one.
Okay.
It's a good one. I can get really deep with this metaphor, and it's going to be interesting to about 4 people, so we're not going to do that. But like, it allows us to react more to, what else is going on in the game. It allows us to change up the way we look at content delivery in a way that I think is just strictly better for all of us who are players, right? Like these 6 weeks, the 6 weeks in between major beats, I think is a really good way for players to, play Destiny in where, within their own lifestyle, how it fits into the white space of their life. I think it allows us to introduce different things, to try some different things, like I said, make it weird, and really start to experiment in a couple of places because of not everything has to be there all at once, right at the top.
Right.
So I think I think what episodes allows us to do is to not only continue telling stories in I think, a new and pretty interesting way, but it also allows us to just really amp up the variety of the types of things that we can bring and when we can bring them into the game, which I think is just going to be a great experience.
Absolutely. What does that mean for the reward track?
Yeah, so one of the most interesting things that we're doing with episodes is probably how they start.
Okay.
So for us, again, we've talked a lot. It's like pretty important that when the final shape is happening, everyone in the universe is saying, you know what's important? This whole thing that's going on in the Traveler right now. We've got to stay really focused. So we wanted the episodes to be a reaction to what happens when the final shape resolves, right? And so this means both. We don't want to tell a competing story at the same time.
True.
And we want, hey, once the first episode kicks off, for it to be in the context of what happens in the final shape. So the majority of the narrative content, the activity content, really when the episode begins, happens that reset after the raid. However, right away, we know there are some systems that just need to be online. So the reward track, you're going to be able to get Red Death, log into the game, claim it from the past. I've been using it a lot in playtests.
What's Red Death again?
Can I say that? So like a little bit of like
Red Death was a pulse
someone
rifle.
from the weapons team is like, oh, I just said it was a solar
I'm
weapon.
assuming from D1?
I think we're
It's
excited for that.
Crimson's
There's even a few stuff
Big
that you're going to
Brother.
be able to get
I
weapon-wise
gotcha.
from the
That's what
episodes
Crimson was
themselves. They have
modeled
another
after.
sub-archetype. that's
Okay,
gonna
I'm
be out
assuming
there.
the perk doesn't.
We haven't talked about what
carry over.
sub-archetype that is, but I we might see it in well, I don't know. I think it's the kind of thing that people are going to be like, oh, I might bring this to the Raids World First race. And so we're excited for both having some of this content available right away, but keeping that meat of that narrative, keeping what's important for the story and the world of Destiny to say, no. We're going to say everyone's on the same page when this kicks off. If you are in episode 1, you're hearing those lines of dialogue, you're getting those story beats, everyone is saying, okay, we all just saw what happened, right? Like we were all there for that. And like, yeah, we were.
And nuts and bolts wise, so episodes, we're still going to run season passes alongside episodes. And so before, where it was a season pass specific to a season, now it's actually going to reset at every act. So you'll have 100 ranks for the first act of each episode, and then 50 additional will be added for each subsequent act. So 200 ranks throughout the course of an entire episode.
Makes sense.
And that length actually allows us to add some more stuff to it, right?
Yeah, I think we want to make sure that those additional ranks in Act 2 and Act 3 are really rewarding, and so we've both learned from our players, like, hey, we really value this. Can we get more of this? And so, like, great, we got that. And then we're also
Glimmer, please.
going back to some old experiments. One of the things I'm really excited about is, in the 30th anniversary, we tried this experiment. We're like, we're going to give everybody a tiger helmet, right? And it's like silver, and it glows. And I'm like, yeah. And Hunters, Titans, Warlocks, they can all wear it. I'm like, maybe we should do that again. Maybe that should be what's on the very end of the pass, where not only is there a unique armor set, but at the end you can be like, hey, and I was there. I did the whole thing right now. I got like this awesome helmet, and everyone wears the same thing. Yep. So we're excited to be taking a lot of learnings and pushing this and saying, okay, I think we've made a thing that players are going to be able to sink their teeth into and feel rewarded from and be excited about.
Yeah.
I like the idea of having like a unique reward to an episode. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, you answered the question about 2 separate narratives, so we don't need that card anymore. Good. What about the artifacts, like the perks? Like, are players going to have a different experience there, or are they going to get the same kind of like day 1? Or
yeah, so day 1, you're going to see something that looks exactly what you expect the artifact to look like, right? It's got the same amount of rows and columns. We've really been honing in on how to like make each artifact feel different. What's going to happen, though, is when Act 2 rolls around, some magic space appears at the top of the artifact, and a whole nother row appears.
Nice.
And so this is not meaning you're going to get less in Act 1. You're going to get the same amount you're used to. But Act 2 brings another row. Whole new ways to modify the game. And Act 3, another on top of that. So we really want these acts to feel like, hey, it's not just that we're bringing new activity content in. It's not just that we're bringing new narrative content in. We are shaking up the meta. There's new rewards. There's new ways to play. There's new nightfalls in the rotation. Right? All of this
looks like
is
it's going to be pretty adjacent to Warmind and Curse of Osiris.
We love this idea of
Yeah.
players finishing the final shape, an episode kicking off, and then just being a few weeks away from like, wait, Act 2 is like weeks away. You're like, yeah, it's like it's right around the corner. And then they're in Act 2 and like, oh, Act 3 is weeks away. Yeah. Like, how can we make sure that Destiny always feels like it's changing and evolving?
Yep.
Yeah, it sounds like it'll be
The events
really refreshing.
need to change.
More often.
I really hope they talk about the
But
events.
can you tell us what happens after the first 3 episodes? What's next with Destiny 2?
So the episodes are our new storytelling framework. You're going to get less information than you want, but they allow us to really move the story forward in different ways. And so one of the things that we want to experiment with is, can we make some of these episodes more standalone stories? Do they have to
it's updated?
interconnect? Can you play them in specific orders, things like that? And so
it's 11, nearly 12 gigs.
So after the episode 3,
I can't see the update on my
to
end.
continue rolling episodes forward and keep telling different stories and take
I
whatever
just have to
learnings that
close
we
out
get
Steam
from
and
the first 3
open it back
episodes
up.
start to evolve the framework.
Yeah, and I don't think Dan's gonna kill me here, but we'll see. So maybe keep the coffee cup out of his hand.
I'm waiting for a spit take.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing right now.
We got a lot of people. Most of them are at home. I was gonna point to the other side of the office. Most of us work from home now. That are working on Destiny 2 and are going to still be working on Destiny 2 after the final shape. And so
I'm not gonna kill you for that.
It is not just episodes. Like
I
we
can't
know
see
there's a
that
bunch
it's
of content,
updating,
and
bruh.
there's different ways that we can get that in the player's hand. And those folks still want to make that content, like the awesome stuff that we're sort of known for. And so, again, we'll be a little coy here today. But
So
yeah, just to go back to what Robbie was saying, like, hey, we got some more tread on the tires here, and we're excited to show you where we're driving.
Yeah, and again, to what we were saying before, we think the episode model with the 3-act structure allows more like flexibility for us to make some of that cool content and make some different content. And I think the team is pretty.
Patch notes are available too.
So episode 4. Maybe. Who knows?
You got to find out what happens in the first 3 episodes.
All right. So
here's the entire story. No.
Holy shit, there's a lot.
What are some changes that are coming that will make it easier to get my friends in the game?
There's a ton. I mean, there's a ton. So we'll go through some specifics, but like finding ways to make it easier for people to group up and play together and improve that experience was a pretty big focus for the last year and a half and moving forward. I'm taking with Joe on time because, time's hard, especially in quarantine. But
so we got Fireteam Finder coming in season 20.
Absolutely, yeah. But even before we get into the specifics, like Destiny's just better when you're playing with friends. It's better in groups. It's better with a fire team. And so being able to build that fire team and being able to play the best content is the sort of overarching goal for what we're trying to do. And yeah, so we got Fire Team Finder, we got Fire Team Power, we've got Timeline,
Reflections.
That's
and we probably got another scoop or two. I'm making sure that Kelly isn't opening that door to run over and tackle me before I give another thing here. Season 22. Oh, we can say Season of the Witch now. Season of the Witch.
Yep. That's right.
Today is coming out with a thing that we sort of call like the main quest update. This is an update to your quest page.
Okay.
Where we're like taking over that front page and saying, hey, this is the big quest. And here's another quest that's important. And so we think super important for our new players that get inundated with a ton of content to go see. And they're like, wow, what are my friends focused on? Can I make sure that's out? This is great for them. It's also great for people that are already playing Destiny.
Okay, I'm just going to look at these patch notes,
I
honestly.
finished
Because that's more important. Okay, there's just some activity stuff. I'm skipping all Crucible stuff. Trigger ops. In Gambit, they've removed the freelance node and replaced it with Fireteam based matchmaking. Okay, goes to the deep, fix some issues. Fixing an issue with the final boss of the dungeon was teleporting more than intended during damage phase. they fix an issue in Operation Sarah Shield preventing you from crouching? Okay, abilities. Psycho, do you use lift as your Titan jump? Yo, Psycho, you there? Okay, well, I'll remove the soft ceiling for lift. Players can activate the movement mode.
Sorry about that. I was on the phone with Mom.
Oh, all good.
What's going on?
They changed lift, all variants. They removed the soft ceiling for Titan lift to eliminate instances where players could activate the movement mode but receive no upward movement. Sort of similar situation with Hunter. Double jump as well. They reduced thunderclaps damage. And now it costs energy on attack rather than during the windup. And then skip grenade cooldown reduced. Okay, Hollowfire Heart. Okay, Hollowfire Heart Exotic has had its perk reworked. While standing in a sunspot, defeating an enemy with solar damage creates a sunspot. How are we supposed to create a sunspot in the first place? Okay. It greatly improves the recharge rate of your abilities while your super is charged and provides a small benefit to the airborne effectiveness stat of all weapons. That's fucking useless. How are we supposed to create sunspots in the first place? Okay. Holy shit, there is a lot getting patched. Holy fuck.
There's a lot getting what?
Getting patched. Like, damn.
Jesus. 48 seconds to 70 seconds.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Finally, they're fixing loadouts. Thank God. Seasonal active artifact perks can no longer be changed while in an activity with locked loadouts. Aeonors of Power no longer roll all over the place. Thank God. Okay.
Chase, even after you access the content out across the world doing good deeds, you weren't able to play Destiny for the last 3 months. You come back and say, you know, I like Destiny, but what I really like are dungeons, really like are raids. Okay, get in Matt Noguchi's fire team. Anyone that's in, you know, a pre-made fire team, whether you made this fire team in Fire Team Finder or whether you made it from your friends list.
Maybe
it's
Steam
gonna look
updated
and say,
automatically for me already.
Fire team, like who's the highest power level? And then it's going to take that and say.
So maybe Steam
you know,
already
we'll dive
updated
into
for me
numbers.
automatically.
Right now it's 5. It might be 3. I'm going to say, okay,
Could be.
everyone in here, 5
I'm
below.
still waiting. Mine's
now,
at
if you're
1 out of
close on that, great. We're going to
12
respect
gigs.
your power. But no matter what guns you have, no matter what
It
armor
took
you
forever
have,
for
we're
it
gonna
to
say, hey,
start
we're gonna make this
updating
all
because I
up.
was
And so you
constantly
don't have
refreshing
to worry
it.
about, hey,
Well, not really
I don't
refreshing, but
have
like
the new stuff that I need. Instead, I'm like,
hey, go
Moving it
play the
around.
raid and then go get the new really good raid weapons, right? Like that's the thing we want you to be caring about. Not that you can't step in the content at all, right? Focus on the optimization, not on the requirement.
So I can load in with the green loadout?
You want to? I mean, listen. I put on some armor that can't take resistance mods, and that's a bold choice.
But doable.
But doable. Yeah, yeah. We will not. So I'm sure we'll see some wacky raid clears that are like, I did it all in the broken parade set, and they're like, you certainly did.
That sucks for you.
Yeah.
What about with trials? It's like the one kind of like PvP thing that.
Yeah. So we know there are some important reasons to keep power on in trials, and really try to keep that a fair playing field. And so right now it's power enabled, and we're going to have a switch where we're going to say, hey, we're going to test out Fire Team power in this, because one, we want to make sure that we keep that experience in a good spot. Two, like it is an experience where I've got this friend Shane, and he is a master with Golden Gun, but he plays Destiny off and on. I would love to be able to say, Shane, we're playing trials this weekend, and I know you haven't played in a while. Please just put the client back on, get inside, and him just be able to go, and I'll have better weapons, I'll have better armor, but he's still gonna pop Golden Gun and get us 2 kills every time. And so I think we do want to still have that, experience for even at the high end of PvP. We just want to make sure we do it right. And so it is something that we are walking in carefully and saying, okay, we're gonna try this, we're gonna test it. If it doesn't work, we're gonna find a different solution.
Yeah, and specifically, we're gonna like we want us to have room to experiment. And so I think Joe's right, where we'll start off with it power enabled sometime during the episode. We'll flip that switch and we'll communicate that out, and we'll make sure everyone's aware that it's coming, and we'll see how it goes. And if it goes really well, we'll figure out what to do with that next. And if it doesn't, we'll figure out if there's something else we need to try differently. But yeah, so I'm excited to see if it gets more variety of players into trials and more people who didn't feel like they could do it before give it a go, which would be interesting.
That sounds great. So kind of on that note, the in-game LFG has been an ask for a long time. Can we talk about the Fireteam Finder experience a little bit more?
Bruh, Steam, what are you doing?
So this is probably, I'm a big LFG user. Like when someone's like, Joe, we want to raid this time, this day. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing that time, that day. My desired raid experience is that I log in and I say, I have, an hour, I have 2 hours, and I'm like, I want to raid right now. So I'll go to my friends list, and if I don't have friends,
I have 500.1 hours in the PC version of Destiny 2.
And that's
You have how many?
So many great services out there that do this.
500.1.
But for a bunch of players, they don't
500.1.
understand that exists. They don't have access to this. And also,
like,
it can
that's
be a
kind of
really
ironic.
big hurdle to just be like, hey, I'm just looking
Considering
to do
how much you've played the
legend version of this
console
activity.
version, that's
I can
really
just go
impressive.
in game and
Yeah,
say,
I have
I'm not
about
quite
2,000 hours
comfortable with
across both
match-made people,
versions
but
of like
if I can
PS4 and
get you
PS5
in a
version
group
of
with me,
Destiny
we can
2.
talk about it. Can we make that fast? Can we make that so I just like?
I think I got you beat.
What do I want to do? Okay, I want to do.
I would
because of my
assume
PS4
I
time.
want to do Legend, and you can pick.
For
even
my
at this
Steam
stage,
time,
you
I
can
have
say,
1,500
just give me
hours.
people,
1555.8.
and we'll go right away, right? I'll take the random draw. You can also say no.
But
give
up
me
till like
people, and I want
2
to be able
years
to
ago,
approve or deny them when they come
I
in and say, hey,
was all on
someone you want?
PS4.
Okay, yeah.
So I had
we
like,
talked in chat. I don't think you're the right
since
person. We're gonna wait
the
until we get the people that
launch
we want. And so
all the way to
it's really about striking this balance of both being customizable for folks that are like, I'd like to do a teaching run. I'm a guide player. I want to teach people how to do Last Wish. And also
This is like
sometimes
2017 when it
players
released.
that like,
I think
I've got 45 minutes
like
to do Ghost of the Deep. I do not want to teach right now.
3
right?
years
so
or so,
I can go
and that's
in
when I
there
was
and I can
really
say,
playing
hey,
the
I'm looking
most.
for people with this Guardian rank. I'm looking for people that are experienced and want to go fast. And we know that we need to build a looking for a tool that can do both of those things.
I still ain't got the damn update.
It's a big step. These systems are very challenging, and I think we're going to learn a lot about when it's coming out. That's why we're like, this is coming out in season 23, and we are going to get people looking at this, playing this, and we're going to.
All right, I think I'm gonna turn the live stream off so my download goes faster,
sure that we're in a good
and I'm gonna go make some lunch because I'm really hungry.
Final Shape content.
Yeah, and
Alright.
I think to Joe's point from the beginning,
I'm
it
trying
really
to.
democratizes some of that.
Why
like,
isn't my
pinnacle
my
experience,
Steam
right?
version
Like,
not updating?
new players don't know to go out of the game and look for these really legitimately good community services.
That's
But,
something I
like,
can't figure
you
out.
know, I think a lot of players stay contained to what's inside of the client,
Get
and we
you
want to make sure
in,
that those
I
players
don't know, maybe
can have the same
20 minutes,
grouping
half hour.
experience as the
My
core fans
download's
who've
not
learned
gonna be
how to
done
do
for a
it
minute,
in those
so.
community activities. So.
Just to nerd out it, but that's a little
No,
bit more.
give me the
So there's like 2 ways to enter into
the
the
Unibit.
Fire Team Finder flow. There might actually be a few more. Like one, there's like I'm gonna go select Fire Team Finder.
Okay, y'all. I'm gonna attempt to launch Destiny 2. Y'all are gonna see any of this, but this is kind of ridiculous. However, if it is a gigantic download, then I will probably have to pause, well, stop the stream, let it download, then hop back on. We'll see what happens here. I guess, all in all, here's what I'm gonna say about the showcase and everything. The showcase was kind of mid. Alright, I gotta stand up for a bit, because man, I've been sitting too long. Alright. So, at least so y'all can generally see me, I'll just be standing in the back here. Okay. In my opinion, this showcase was pretty mid. Up here, guys. Oh, come on. We'll just fix it like that. That'll be fine. So, I think the Final Shape expansion itself is going to be good. I have faith that it'll be good. The episode structure worries me a little bit. I just have to know more information. The trailers were cool. It's just Lightfall really broke the trust that the community had. And being honest, I personally will probably take a break from Destiny in general. Probably close to the Final Shape. More so meaning I will probably take a break in like December or January, depending on when Season 23 releases. Since the game was released, since Final Shape is releasing at the end of February, I'll probably take a break early February, late January from Destiny entirely, not even logging on, which will be the first time that I do this, but I would rather come back in, everything being fresh and being revitalized. But I don't know. I don't know. I just have to see more. I have 2 major gripes that were not solved. And those 2 biggest gripes were the fact that, first off, we didn't receive another stasis or strand variation. And I'm sorry, but we really don't need 3 fucking supers for, like, classes. I would have rather have another stasis super and another strand super. Maybe too soon for Strand, but come on, Stasis. Really? Also, everybody thought we were getting a different, like, another whole another subclass. I was like, no, like, that was, no. That was not gonna happen and then do that. Alrighty, though. I'm gonna peace out for a little while. Probably reconvene somewhere around 2 o'clock. Hopefully, Steam will have actually pulled the update for myself. And I can start updating it, and I do want that to go as smoothly as possible. When we come back, I won't be showing my face. Alright? No face when I come back. Just because I don't necessarily... And also, my girlfriend might be coming home here in a couple hours, and her identity and stuff, I'd prefer to be protected for now. I'm sure some of y'all can understand. And also, her setup is right behind me. So, lighting is going to become an issue, because her TV is literally on the floor. Also, hello. Welcome. Being said, I do want to double check first. Did they post? Oh, they did. They did. There was something I wanted to point out. Where is it? Is the question. Where's the English? Okay. I want to see the English, please. It's this one. Is this English? Yes, this is English. There was something I wanted to point it out specifically. A couple of things, actually.
After all these years, we never talked about it. Why I brought you back.
There are a couple of things here. First off, this is the armor for this upcoming, so that's obviously Hunter, this is Warlock, and this is definitely Titan. He has a Witch Queen weapon. I believe that's the auto rifle, the SMG from Witch Queen. So I don't think we're actually being shown any of the weapons here.
Why you were chosen.
Yeah, we're not shown any of the weapons. Vault of Glass here. And the Warlock has Sun Bracers, Exotic On, and Gallahorns. There.
The truth is...
Wait a second. This is Vault of Glass. I wonder if... Okay. This is a little bit of lore on the Vault of Glass raid. So in Vault of Glass, the final boss, one of the portals is the past version of Venus, and a different one is the future version of Venus. So maybe we'll see Atheon in the future, if that makes... in future Venus, if that makes sense. Most of the time we just call one Mars and one Venus, but one is the future, one is the past. So I'm wondering if that'll come to play in the final shape.
I didn't know then. It was just a feeling.
This falls on Europa, but I have no idea what the structure is.
But I know now. After all we've seen.
Good old Nathan Fillion, the man from Castle. Oh my god, like this limb stuff is crazy. Okay. So I'm going to let y'all know what this reminds me of. In Remnant 2, there's a gun called Nightfall. It reminds me of that gun because there's a bunch of fingers on it. By the way, my girlfriend, we will be playing Remnant. I will be carrying her through Remnant 2. In exchange, I have to play Cult of the Lamb with her. So, that'll happen probably in a few weeks due to I have day one stuff to do.
This fight.
Zavala got recast as Keith David, who's the voice of Spawn, the HBO special.
So I'm asking you.
Okay, These two. Okay, I thought they were tormentors when we saw them, but these are actually the new enemy type, Stasis and Strand. I think they're called subjugators.
One last time. To rise weird.
Axe. Okay. Okay, there was some environmental stuff. How much I want to bet that I will not be able to find the environmental stuff. Why does it say UK? Would it be the journey? Okay, I'm assuming this is the one.
What makes a guardian a guardian? Devotion, bravery.
No, this isn't the one. Okay, they might not have posted it yet. So we do know we're going to be seeing the Traveler here. What the? Okay. We do know we're going to be seeing the Traveler at some, well, the OG tower inside of the Traveler. I don't know why the Traveler is so heavily tied to us in particular, but that should be kind of interesting. However, I have to figure out which is which. That's Lightfall Season of the Witch. I want to see the Crota's End stuff specifically, though. There are two things I think Psycho and I missed here.
I have seen what the High
Crota's End was a notoriously short raid. Okay, here we can see there's actually two different versions of the armor. I'm assuming based on what has been leaked, supposedly, there's going to be two different armor sets. So it's possible that this set is going to be in that base Crota's End, and this is the Age of Triumph armor here, and that could be Master Drop. No. I need a better look. This is going to be kind of a terrifying raid, honestly.
Only.
That's Necrochasm. However, it's not Ghost of the Deep.
A true weapon of the
That's
light
seasonal armor.
can stop
That's
its wrath.
seasonal armor. So glad the Age of Triumph armor is coming back. Alright, though. I will be returning in a half hour. I gotta eat some food myself. Well, more so, place an order for some food or figure out something. But on that note, I shall return probably in about a half hour or so. Alright, I'll